Hello and welcome back to CrestVahllen D&D, The Baker's Dozen. This will be episode 14, Dinner and a Show. Without further ado, let's get into the recap of the previous episode. After the Baker's Dozen introduces themselves to Carver, they learn of how the corruption of the deep has become even more widespread than they initially thought. Carver is tasked with tracking its sources down and shares the location of several places of runic power under the seas, recognizing the Eldritch Idol's design aesthetic and style as similar to said locales, possibly a designed destination for the fetishes. He also shares that the Leviathans have some part to play in the odd ecology of the depths, leading to the realization that the Purple previously encountered was that of the deep kraken. As Carver departs, the scrambling pearl within him, the party witnesses a chaotic rift rupture in the fabric of space over the teleportation circle in the hold of the Sutamabura. Within, the well-wall continuum is a stage for a standoff between the missing passengers/crew and numerous faceless. Macheni utilizes her tether with the planes to hold the rift open with the aid of Nakano's web. The rest of the gang rush to the crew's aid, quickly escorting and shepherding them back through the rift. As a grueler arrives, sacrifices are made, but the group is able to get everyone back aboard safely as the rift snaps shut. Welcome back to CrestVahllen. Hello and welcome back to CrestVahllen D&D. Oh my god, he's like making fun of
Section
me.
27. This is what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Title right here, Adam. Okay, let's do it.
What?
He's making fun of me because of how enthusiastic I am. We're going, we're gonna put the title right here, and then we're gonna put a little thing right here. You can click it. Making fun of me. Yes, thank
I
you.
just want to do that.
Welcome back to CrestVahllen D&D. The Baker's Dozen. Last we left off, a tear and rift in space-time over the teleportation circle and the Sutamabura caused some issues as you pulled the missing crew through, as well as everybody that was not on the Sutamabura, that was expected to be on the Sutamabura, was pulled through. Raisin, Toman, and Hurt mostly remained upstairs until Hurt was called down. She threw a good berry at you to help Korsh, and you are here now in the aftermath as the runes of the teleportation cycle shudder and then cycle down. And I need water.
I'll bring it down to you.
That's okay. Great. So, Fenmi says, "Is everybody okay? Anybody hurt?"
I am.
Yeah, a little bit, but
Okay.
What the hell was that? You guys got here quick?
Only
there
been
was
a
a
day.
A
there was
day?
an item. Yeah, wait, how long have you been in there for?
Seconds.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I guess time moves differently in the well-wall continuum.
The what?
That makes
Mr.
sense.
Seeker here. Do you know about the well-wall continuum? Do you know how we've been getting around the well-wall, like the different areas? Remember? Do you know anything about that? Do you know where you were?
I think
If you mean the odd ways that possibly some of the ancient teleportations that could have happened in ages past, I have heard stories, but I have never been within the tales themselves. Granted, the stories that I have heard have been ones that where they were found and abused no core, I believe, that I know of has ever walked through said portal or gateway before.
Well, you may be the first then.
As along with 30 others, then.
Mm-hmm.
But we did not. That's not what happened. All I attempted to do was to invoke the powers of the teleportation circle and cast the spell to bring us somewhere safe, and wait until you or the danger to pass. Give it time, and then I would teleport us back, seeing as this is a spot where we could relocate. However, I was not. My spell was interrupted. Something.
Well, there was a particular object that one of the enemies had that was messing with conjuration and evocation spells.
That would
Why?
make a lot of sense then, why my spell did not go off as intended. But why enter this continuum that you speak of, rather than just shunt us to a different location? Unless
No idea.
there was some sort of interference, interaction, ley line, perhaps?
Something. Has this ever happened before where your spell has been interrupted with this device? And
on very few occasions I have casted spells that have been interrupted, but none have had such a degree of influence and deterioration, or I suppose that's not the word, deleterious. I'm having difficulty finding exactly how to define this, but it was wrong. It shouldn't not have happened.
Do you think it was... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I'm wondering if you think that it was intentional, like somebody intentionally put you there.
I suppose the possibility is on the table, but why? To get rid of us? I mean, where were we? I've never been there before. You said you have been there before? You know of this place?
Yeah. Well, it's like a network of kind of gateways between those like ancient elven ruins that we were visiting. Like with the one that you sent us.
And we don't think that it's elven design necessarily either. Just happened to coincide.
That's true.
You find them at... So do you believe that the colonizers were using them?
Maybe long ago. Long ago.
I'm not sure if they're still in use, but...
But you have used them.
Yeah.
Sometimes accidentally.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to tell you other than thank you for saving us, but I merely sent that message a minute or two ago.
I was just going to ask because your wound is rather fresh, and I mean, it's been about a day since we left the port of Slavish.
I mean, I know areas of the world where time does not normally, and I know that there are planes of existence where that exists, but this is new to me. It appears that not everything is as it seems. Oh, however, I would beg to differ my own comment, as that seemed quite dangerous, and it was indeed quite dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And you have used these more than once, you say?
Yes.
To get where?
Well, you sent us the first time, right?
No, this is different. Scoop. Remember the big...
Oh, the macaroni toy?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
We went... I'll show them on the map 2 locations that we went between.
Yeah, the A12, A14 or something.
And
Yes,
also
that was the
point
place
out-
that I sent you to initially, as I used my powers to try to force relocate you through teleportation to a different area. But this
So
is
it's
something
old magic versus new magic, pretty much.
This is no magic that I have ever known before. It's so chaotic yet so uniform.
There's at least one other that is not on this map that is in the eastern sands of the Maw as well. That's how I got to this part of the world.
So you're saying
Again,
that they are everywhere?
must be.
Yeah, because I was transported from. Oh no, I wasn't. But you were transported from your place in the Maw to that dig site that I was at.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And that dig site is here, and I point to where you've drawn it on the map.
Fascinating. You say these things are old. On the Seeker, it's like Captain Umada is like trying to patch him up while he's talking. He's like kind of enthralled with the conversation, but you see Captain Umada kind of has taken, or Captain Yukari has kind of taken point, is making sure like get them patched up, get them all set, like make sure you take them to go rest. And Fenmi has helped Korsh up and is taking him to go rest. That's wild, by the way. Having Fenmi help Korsh is pretty wild. Appears that their time at sea together has created some bonding. This is fascinating. I have sought out much information, and I have watched many things occur and unfold, but this goes beyond my years. This must be old magic.
Well, the ruins themselves are like ancient.
Didn't you try doing dating on them at one point, Tammy, too? Do you remember what's...
I think it was somewhere around like 20,000 years old, right? Wasn't that somewhere around that?
Several thousand years old, if not dozens of thousands of years old.
Yeah.
The ruins that you'd find them in, like as far as like the ones that date back to like the ancient Elven stuff, that's like around like several thousand years old. The well walls themselves, eons.
They predate any history.
Eons. Right? They predate the stone around them.
Yeah.
We're talking like formation of like land masses, like Pangea age.
Whoa.
What happened to Zarilafi? We just don't know.
That, right, I did believe that a message was sent when we had the communication earlier. One day, after watch, we woke up and she was gone. And at the same time, so was Fruitlowood. Now,
What happened to Sailflick?
Sailflick was able to find a traitor vessel in our travels and was able to be taken back to a safer location. Having a child aboard a vessel that was the target of so much danger, it seemed the most prudent course of action to remove her from the target as quickly as possible. She was offloaded onto a trader vessel that we came across, a merchant ship, just headed out from the north into the southern dynasty. I find that she would be far safer in the south than she would be in the north. Without a family, I'm sure she will has made assurances and paid to make sure that she would be taken care of.
Are you aware of the rumors that are going around about this ship?
You'll forgive us if we don't get out much.
There's a contingency that believes this ship is basically a core war party come to sack Syvesh.
Of course.
Sure,
Why
you're not
wouldn't it be?
surprised by that, but yeah.
Of course. History is made by the victors, as we all know it too well. So it is all more reason for us to continue with the plan that we had at first proposed. Set up a headquarters, a staging area in Saivesh to gather allies, support, political leanings, get our case together, evidence, collect proper, get a foothold, as it were, before we take our very fragile move toward the capital. To, for all intents and purposes, sue the dynast.
Well,
Just be careful about right now. I'll just kind of take the seeker aside and tell him about Toman and how there's a liaison among us. So, like, be careful about giving away too much of the evidence, so to speak.
In the core?
Yeah, could be an asset to us, but just don't want us to give away our hand, so to speak.
There are those among us who view the core working with the dynasties as traitors to their own kind. I have dissuaded myself of those notions long ago. We are products of our surroundings, not of the circumstances and the flesh we are born into.
Yeah.
So if this is their life, decision, that is their life decision. Is there any particular reason as to why you believe we should be cautious around this individual? Have they shown
Not necessarily.
suspicion?
I mean, not suspicion so much as just maybe not letting us know their full story.
I understand. They have
It seems like there might be something
to hide.
ulterior going on, but yeah,
I understand.
I don't really know exactly what it.
You
what
said that
might
they
be.
work directly,
Personal.
technically for the dynast, then.
Yes.
Could absolutely, if we can persuade them to follow our cause, it could be quite an asset. Having someone in the circles of the dynast trust would be a major effort at getting our foot in the door, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. This is a first step among many. But we must move with caution. We will be assailed on more sides than we thought once we reach land.
Yes. And sea, apparently.
Yes, of course. I am curious as to, from our correspondence, you have been in Saivesh for a period of time. What are your... If you were to scout the area, what would you say would be a good staging area for us, a safe space? Who can we trust?
Well, we're nobles now.
Yeah.
And we have a manor.
Indeed.
Yes. And that would probably be the safest place.
right. We were considering making it a safe space for any.
You are nobles by
Anybody.
doctrine.
Yes.
I believe so.
And you are afforded all the protections of the ruling governor party. I believe it's Azushi now, this
Yes.
particular dynasty. So you can grant amnesty to... You can grant sanctuary.
Oh, I don't know about that. We're fairly new to this, but maybe.
We could ask Rizen. He knows a little bit
Yeah,
about that.
he knows about all this stuff.
Did somebody call my name? I just finished patching up myself. Yes, I had to do it all by myself while you were busy having a rigmarole down here.
Oh yeah, and just a rigmarole, saving all these people's lives.
Oh, so wonderful. So glad you were to be so altruistic in your endeavors. Oh, how very noble of you. Ha
I feel
ha.
like slapping him.
Don't Put myself between a scoop and
Yes,
Alright.
I'll mark that down as a plus toward your noble tendencies.
I hate this.
thank you.
So, remember how we were talking about at one point possibly making the manor not only the bread and breakfast, but also like kind of a sanctuary for people? Just throwing out
Yes,
ideas.
rather
But does- can that be-
unorthodox, but unique.
Could could we, now being nobles, be the ones to grant amnesty to people?
Well, there is a lot of paperwork involved, of course, and eventually you will have to. There is a grace period in which, yes, the amnesty or sanctuary that you can proclaim upon an individual or a group of individuals, as it were, is allowed. But eventually, that grace period will expire, and you will need the signature or permission of a higher governing body, i.e., the Zushi themselves, in order to continue such sanctuary. Is that something that you wish to pursue?
Yes.
Wonderful. I'll get the paperwork drawn up. I will need a signature of each of the individuals who would like to be granted such sanctuary/amnesty.
Do you
Well, we
feel
need-
comfortable doing that? Seek?
Seeker looks at the rest of them, kind of like indecisive. Will you heed the men? If we are to be free, you must first be safe. They kind of like, yeah, okay, and start forming a line as Raisin sits down at one of the tables and throws out a bunch of papers. Like, yes, well, your name, if it were. And he gets a couple like dirty looks, but he's not looking he's not making eye contact with anybody. He's just writing down names. And it's just starting to form this long single file line. There's some red ropes involved, and it goes serpentine.
He's having a ball right now, isn't he?
This is, yeah.
Well, a ball is more of like a gala, an event where people dress up and.
It's a figure of speech, Tobin.
Oh, yes, of course. I must get back to it, however. Great. So they start writing up the paperwork. This will essentially, if any of these individuals are undocumented, officially document them. What that means, so it's a bit of a double-edged sword. What that means is that they will have a more difficult time moving undetected through bureaucratic establishments, but they will also be official citizens and therefore be afforded as much protection of the law as any other official citizen has, if that makes sense. And seeing as that they are technically now will be under your protection, by extension also under the Zushi's protection. And as long as if you can convince the Zushi to grant them like full amnesty and sanctuary, there's not a whole lot people could do legally to these people. I think it's a good spot to be in. Granted, Toma does get through a couple of the papers before he says, what is the reason for the sanctuary? Are they refugees of war, or are they wards, or what is the underlying cause of what it is that we should put under towards our request for sanctuary and political amnesty?
Maybe you could help us with the terms. I mean, you heard the story of what happened to these people. I guess it's not technically war, but I mean, it kind of is, right?
Institutional racism?
Yeah.
That is a slippery slope, as a lot of the people in today's society believe that that's not a thing. So Yes, it's a huge, and it's a pandemic problem. Yes, of course. Yes, it absolutely is a thing, but a lot of people in the world believe it's not. So we should go with something that's marketable, like attempted genocide.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's
Is that too
marketable,
big?
but that is true. I mean, that is true.
That is what happened, yeah.
Yeah. If these were the people that were, trying to save themselves, and the majority of them, and then they were granted.
Should we just put mild genocide?
No, Janice.
Why can't we just leave it as the racial thing?
Because you're going to
there's
have
always
difficulty finding traction in the political leanings. Because again, people don't believe it's a thing. It's like people don't believe that Biggie is an actual moon. They think it's a god that turned into a moon. It's this weird conspiracy theories. They're all over the place.
But there's a start for everything.
That's true. But you're new to politics, aren't you? If you don't, I would love to go trailblazing down a new political party with you. But if you intend to gain traction in today's political climate, you're going to have to find something and some party to relate to, or you will find no support whatsoever.
Could we perhaps have it be, something related to, not necessarily pirates, but basically like they are escaping from, some sort of unknown attack on sea?
We could call them disaster refugees. But that's a little...
That kind of downplays the
I agree. I'm not sure. That leaves me a bad taste in my mouth, especially from the story
maybe
you told.
Political refugees?
Political refugees. Wonderful. Everybody loves a political refugee. Oh, that's what wards come from. That's wonderful term.
Okay.
Political refugees are so hot right now. I understand. Yes, it's very, very bad. It's not very good for the optics or it's not very PC. But I'm telling you, politics is a dirty, nasty, horrible business. And the more screen time you get, the more your voice will be heard.
Right.
However, we could go a different route, of course, if you'd like. We could go with the truth. It's a hard sell, but we could do it.
I mean, that could help them overall if we state the truth, and we are backed by the Zushi and so on. That might give validity and credibility to what's going on, right? Granted, it might put the Zushi in a challenging place, but it is the truth. Just thinking politically, if
the Zushi would have to then actually take a stand. Yes, the Zushi, it would be impossible for the Zushi to remain ambiguous should he support you. But that is not my decision, neither here nor there for the current moment. Perhaps we could call them refugees of injustice.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little ambiguous, but...
Or survivors of terror. Right?
Yes, the word terror, it's a hot-button word, terror, because that can quickly be turned right up against them, and then they'll end up being called terrorists, this whole thing. So if it's probably good to avoid that word, but if that's what the one you want to go with, I'd be happy to go with that one.
No, I am not well versed in politics.
Refugees of injustice makes it that
it just sounds a little buzzwordy. It's it doesn't really say anything, does it?
Well, That's kind of the idea also, is that it sounds like there is a wrong and it needs to be righted, and these were the people that are wronged and they're still not righted about it.
Survivors of racial injustice. That's what it means.
Hey.
Ah,
Now we're getting somewhere.
so survivors are refugees.
Ooh. Maybe refugees. Just trying to think about.
Refugees invokes more pity, but those that have no empathy don't care. Survivors invokes more pride, because, like, oh, you're a survivor like me, you did it, you stuck it out, that kind of thing. So it depends on whether we want to play the pity card or the strength card.
What do you want for your people? The Seeker.
Thanks for a moment. We have been here since before any of them came. And we are still here. So, I believe we are survivors. And we shall be here, hopefully, after they are all gone. Survivors of racial injustice. Or survivors of injustice. Either way, we do not identify ourselves from being of a particular race. The race is not the issue. It's us as people, us as a culture, us, our way of life that was being destroyed.
Cultural injustice, then, if I may?
Survivors of cultural injustice. Yes, I like that. We do not seek asylum, we seek justice, and we only request the safety to enact said justice in a legal way.
Mm-hmm.
Many of the core nod, but quite a few of them look perturbed, realizing just how long and grueling of a process this may be. A lot of them thirst for immediate revenge still. You can see there's heat among these people. They lost their family members. They're pissed. They're absolutely livid. But it's not like it's not like a heated mad, it's a sad, smoldering, long, burning anger. One that won't die. Whether of the revenge that they seek isn't gonna make this feeling go away, but it might make them feel better for just a little bit. But they lock in step with the Seeker because the Seeker hasn't ever led them wrong. And the Seeker looks to their people to see what their feelings are. Eventually, one by one, they line up and they sign their names and they move on. The survivors of cultural injustice is what the petition, what the request for asylum is pretty much. And granted, it's at the moment you have the entire power with yourselves being by doctrine granted and crowned or knighted or however you want to put it, as nobles are allowed to do that for, like I said, a grace period. So you may also, if you wish, sign your name here, and they will be like politically, legally protected. At least for a temporary basis, for like a week or two, until you convince the Zushi to do more about it, if you wish to do so. They all finish. It's like, well, now it's time for your names, should you so wish to sign them as well.
Our names?
Yes, of course. You'll be the one granting the
Oh,
asylum, however temporary it may be, until you get a larger court to appeal it, or you understand, or a higher governmental member to extend it. So
I see. Okay.
So you'll just have to put whatever names. I'm sure you're adventurers. You have a bunch of aliases. Whatever names that you were knighted upon, or whatever you were doctrined into being nobles, these are the names you would sign here. And then what I'll do is that I will. I don't even have to send these to the Zushi. This just goes straight back to the dynasty. In fact, as once these are sealed, they are legally binding. They only get sent. Copies get sent back to Namung for archival purposes.
I understand. Send him a message, I suppose, then, huh?
Via snail mail, yes.
Is he?
Granted, you have the power to do it. You don't need. It doesn't need to be ratified anywhere. It's just done. As soon as I put this wax and this seal on my ring on this piece of paper, it is done.
All right. Let's make it official.
Do all of you sign your true names on these pieces of paper?
No.
Well, I just want to be the outcast, so
Did we?
I mean, we've helped them enough, or the scoop thinks helped them enough. I mean,
Do
you
we
guys
have
can.
to have all our signatures in order for this to work? I mean,
Or just one? If we were all nobles, wouldn't one noble signature to work?
I
versus...
suppose not. I suppose one name would suffice.
okay.
So who
Why don't
would
you want
be?
to sign, Scoop?
Just in case if something comes up later on.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's more just.
The adventurer's urge to remain anonymous. Yes, I'm so familiar with this phenomenon.
I guess you could say that. I didn't really want to be a noble in the first place. I just kind of
Fell into it. Yes, I've heard it all before. So, who will be the lucky person?
I mean, I'll sign it. I'm here to help them and to back them up. So, I mean, I have no issue signing.
Wonderful. Please, here, initial here. I'll put your blood here. Just kidding on that last one.
I think that might be smart politically too, because most people do not know where you came from, right? And you are anomalous. The rest of us are maybe from certain places, but most people think you're a giant kobold.
That's
Is
true.
he not?
I am from here too.
Right.
I assume that as well. Is he not a giant kobold?
No, I'm actually a dragonborn. I was touched by a dragon, y'all.
That doesn't mean anything to me. Please sign here.
Like touched by an angel.
that could have been me. Touched by an angel. Maybe? I don't know.
A watery tart.
Watery tart to the shore at you? Great. So Tamron, do you have a middle name?
No.
So Tamron Grounder, you sign your name. And your title is just Noble of Sivesh. You can ratify your title into something more
Cool
fitting of
sounding.
the station if you'd like. You could talk to the Zushi and like come up with a different type of title. You can come up with like Lord of the Dance or something silly like that if you really want it to be.
Master of Magic.
Master of Magic. Yeah, something like that. But you'll have to talk to the Zushi to do that, since the Zushi is the one that gave you the nobility in the first place.
Right.
Great. So the paper is signed, sealed, delivered. It is now.
I'm yours.
Yeah, they're literally yours now. They are under your watchful gaze and purview, and by law they are protected. And what this means is that
Just me. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
So what this means is that should any party that would be viewed by the law as legal attempt to assail this group politically or otherwise, they will essentially encounter a firewall of a bunch of red tape of like, hey, you can't do that. They have asylum. However temporary it may be, they have asylum. It's like this is a stone wall of protection. You can't do anything. They have diplomatic immunity. They have all this other kind of stuff. Granted, it might be temporary. So if people were to find out about this and wait it out, it's another issue. But yes, first step to their safety. The Seeker is very, very thankful. Seeker clasps your hand and arm in one as he did before, and a part of his arm becomes part of your arm, this blue dragonborn arm, as you see these two blue dragonborn arms grasping in the predator handshake, and you just feel this kind of like this pulse of recognition and like just in the magic around you of it's like when a caster so in tune with the world and its goings on has such a level of empathy with someone of a similar caster origin, it's palpable. The air is palpable as to what it is. Like you just sense this gratitude, and they are beginning to see you as more of a peer than an apprentice in this moment. Then Fenmi's like, all right, so now that we are done with the paperwork, should we set sail? Like, I mean, we're on a bit of a time schedule, aren't we?
Yep.
Great.
Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but most of the cannons were stolen.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Which also begs the question, who found it? Because there were fish people that were trying to take the cannons away. But
Yes, we were assaulted by fish people. That's why we fled.
Be interesting to see where those cannons show up.
Right.
Oh, that might become a bit of an issue, seeing as this ship was under your responsibility during your relinquishing of it. You might... It would go a long way toward creating good faith if you were to compensate the dynasty or the navy for the lost warship materials.
Oh, we don't have that kind of money.
Oh, no, I don't mean you. I mean those who were I mean the crew, whether it be Captain Imada, Yukari, or the Seeker, or them collectively. Yes, otherwise you'll find yourself... If we're going super legal with this...
They technically weren't... It wasn't under their watch. It was when they were completely somewhere else. Right? So they had no ability to protect it.
They were still masters of the helm at the time, were they not? Even when are not aboard?
If you abandon ship, don't you
then the ship
abandon
is...
that?
Well... This gets into a bit of muddy waters, but just as a captain is responsible for everyone below them, regardless of what's happening, if it's your ship, regardless if it's raided by others, you're still responsible for what's lost. And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the dynasty is expecting this ship to be returned in its proper state.
I mean, that's still Captain Imada's responsibility.
That is a good point.
And they're the ones that we're going to court for.
That is very interesting.
Against.
Ooh, perhaps we can spin this then. What if it's actually the dynasty who then Captain Imada and the Navy itself that owes the dynasty the money? That means the Navy would be in debt to the dynasty. Specifically, who runs the Navy? Oh, what's their name? I have to look it up in my papers. That could be something that we could spin to our benefit. Maybe we could even get the Navy on our side.
Isn't the Navy part of the dynasty, though?
Oh, they
Like a
are.
branch?
They are a military branch of it, but things get a little muddy when it comes to, like I said, politics. If I remember,
Are there no
correctly,
accidental fish people clauses in the insurance policy of the boat or anything?
Oh, there is death and dismemberment by a sea creature or yes, there are those clauses. That's just called that's just called the line of duty, really. However, I doubt this being the flagship of the Cauldron Initiative, the Black Cauldron Initiative, or the Cauldron Initiative is going to be the dynasty is going to be very forgiving of how much money was just lost, seeing as they put a shit ton of money into this. But we could spin that. We could totally spin that. We could spin that to be where that the crew was so incompetent. We could play it more. We could play into their incompetence and prove to even more that the Northern Dynasty doesn't know what they're doing when it comes to cultural issues, especially putting people that are incompetent in charge of military operations.
I don't think that's sending quite the right message.
Talk about one way to piss off the Northern Dynasty, right?
Well, it's all about what plays in a court of law. Just an idea. But it's your whatever you'd like to do.
Well, this also might get the dynast more, like, give more attention to the issue that's going on here, the corruption that's going on, because now it directly affects them financially because they just lost a huge amount of money.
Another very
True.
good point, meaning that they are most likely upset. So, at the moment, we are the only ones that know about this loss of a massive amount of money. So if we can somehow keep that among ourselves, it could be a trump card that we could pull at any time later. However, if we pull into port with a bunch of the guns missing, I doubt that will go unnoticed.
Right, but if we don't pull into port, then it's like the whole ship is missing.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, we can just have the gun ports down, right?
I suppose, yes, but what about the ones above that are on the decks? Or that are supposed to be on the decks?
Well, how many are supposed to be on the deck? I mean, we have a few. There's a few left. We have a cannon on our ship.
I believe from the looks of it, it looks like 10 on either side, and then 10. So I believe there's a total of 40 cannons. So there are 37 missing.
Jesus Christ.
We do this in the lab sometimes. We put IDs on samples and stuff. Do you ever has that been done with these weapons yet?
Oh, you're talking for a museum cleaning or maintenance to some of the artifacts, where you put a little note on there saying it's being loaned to another museum or it's out being worked on or restoration.
Right, or the
yes.
ID number, basically.
Interesting. So you're saying that we pretend that the cannons that were supposed to be on the deck are below decks being worked on during maintenance while in port.
I mean, that wasn't what I was suggesting, but I think that could work nicely.
No, then what was your idea?
I was just wondering if there was a way to track these weapons down and if there were clear identifiers and things on them.
Trade
as
is
a way of recovering them.
The nuances of trade are not entirely my bailiwick. I'm more of the face person, the person to person, the people person, that kind of thing. I believe if you're referring to more of a maker's mark or a serial number, that would be most likely be. I would recommend talking to the manufacturers of said weapons or tools, which I believe would be somewhere within the Razorfang agreement.
Right, which there's no way we're going to get to them in time. And even if I just start, I start looking at the remaining cannons to see if there's anything on it that might be.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
I assume if there was, whoever's stealing them would probably be smart enough to file off the serial number.
Possibly. Yeah. not great. 10.
10. You see on the inside, you know how like sometimes the back opens up? Well, they don't in these ones because they're just front loading, and then you stuff, and then you stuff, and then you shoot, because they're very, very, very rudimentary cannons. However, you do see on like the underside of the inner part of the barrel, you do see a maker's mark. The maker's mark is actually, go ahead and roll a history check to see if you recognize what type of maker's mark this is.
With Papa Micah being from the Razor Fangs, can I use that to my advantage at all?
Yeah.
And being
Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, because he would have told you about the clans.
Yeah, so should I roll that at advantage then?
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
Just, okay. Okay. 19.
19. This is the emblem or the maker's mark of Clan Feldspark. One of the triumvirate, one of the 3 clans of the triumvirate in the Razorfang agreement. They are notoriously known to be the first ones on top of cutting edge technology.
Okay. I guess we've got Clan Feldspark seals on here, but nothing else.
Yes. As far as serial numbers, that's not really, trade in this world hasn't really come that far just quite yet to have that.
Does our cannon have the same emblem?
Yes, it does. Absolutely, yes.
Okay,
You look at it as the same thing. You imagine that unless a cannon was made somewhere else other than the Razorfang agreement, which is highly unlikely, they all do. They come from one place, mostly. Unless somebody jerry-rigged one, and like stole plans for one and figured it out themselves. But you know how tight that the Razorfang agreement is with their tech.
Right. So probably not a good way of tracking it if there's a bit of monopoly on the manufacturing of such technology.
Granted, it goes both ways. That means that should you get any cannons anywhere else, they would pass as the ones that belong on here.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay, so going back to that being on loan thing that you were thinking about, maybe that's a way we do it. And also just thinking about signing and documentation, again, lab practices. Can we bend the rules a little bit about the date of the contract which was just made? Can we sign that right before getting into the port? Because it's going to take us at least a day to get back, and I don't.
Oh, of course, I have not dated them just quite yet. So absolutely,
okay, good.
We can date them. I can actually predate them if you like, or post date them, as it were. I can date them for the day after we get into port. A little trick I learned when working in, the postal service.
Still want to stop you.
Yeah. You've got a cool new album coming out?
Oh, yes, Benjamin's a good friend of mine.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Oh, and as it occurs to me, I almost forgot. So the one that would be in charge of basically all of the military is the same one that's in charge of the Ryomi. At least the one of the government system leaders. There are 4 of them. The one again that is in charge of the military in the Ryomi is Daifan Kotin Yatla. They would be probably the one that almost consider them like a general in the Navy, but the general of pretty much every part of the military and of the guard. They're in charge of that. They control nearly all of the martial forces, at least of the Northern Dynasty,
including the Ryomi that are assigned to Getsu Roibo, right?
I would imagine so. Yes.
Right. Meaning that there might be something going on there.
There were some shockingly incompetent Ryomi assigned to Getsu right before a nearly deadly attack.
Like if you take the low end of a bell curve, and but like all of that low end of the bell curve, and gave it to one person for how these people act and stuff, it was bad.
Interesting.
They're really terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And your suspicions are that...
I'm not saying any suspicions. I'm just stating what happened.
I roll an insight on his interesting for lying.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Like, I know it sounds stupid, but 13.
13.
Like I'm just trying to see if he knows.
You see, he finds that interesting. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
you know, like
I understand what it is you're trying to say.
His interesting was like actual interesting, where he's like, yeah, I know, but play it off interesting.
Right,
Yeah,
like he was like not surprised by like what had happened with the Sutamabora.
Yes.
You wanted to find out if he's a government conspirator.
Yeah. Is he Brutus?
I don't know. He's making me wear shoes.
I just want to slap him.
He's making me wear shoes. Do you slap him?
I'm just concerned.
Huh?
Do you slap him?
No.
Okay.
I said I want to.
I'm just concerned. It seemed like somebody wants Getsu out of power.
Mm-hmm.
That is well within the realm of possibility, as most people with political leanings and urges for power want to take power from someone else.
Yeah.
So it could be almost anyone. Most likely someone already with power, if that's what your insinuations and suspicions are.
I'm wondering, is there somebody else that could control that besides the Daifon? Or does that go straight back to them?
You mean the Ryomi? Well, the Daifon has complete hierarchy over the Ryomi power structure. So, granted, if you're talking about...
Are there people in between that, or do they just directly...
yes, of course. Yes, he delegates responsibilities. Of course he does. If you're insinuating that it might be something that was either lost in translation or purposely miscommunicated or curized, I understand. Well, let's take a step back. Let's think. Well, like I said, there are 4 individuals that they are like they're the only 4 individuals that are just below the Dynast, pretty much. Mostly. Well, it gets a little complicated, but there's Daifon Koten Yata, who has complete hierarchy over the Ryomi power structure. There's Hakushai Darga Tan, who serves as the emissary of the nobility to the Dynast, making sure their interests and issues are representative. A very good friend of mine, actually, taught me everything I know. Well, good friend might be a bit of a stretch, but I pretty much fall under that category, under their purview more than anybody else. Then there's Vodomo Varad or Dude, who is in charge of the day-to-day policy, like taxes and finances and what have you of the dynasty. And last but not least, there's Konig Magus Rolim Bakra, who is the court mage and head mystic of the Northern Dynasty. Do you need me to repeat any of those names?
Do you have a chart of power structure?
Absolutely. Yes, let me
An org chart?
I think it's funny because I think at one point Tammy was explaining this power structure.
He was, yeah. Yes, allow me to...
Oh, that's right.
allow me to send this to you in the most technological way I know how, which is via Discord.
Did you say discourse? You mean?
Yes, of course.
I think you said discourse, yes.
Mm-hmm. You strike me as somebody too, Raisin, that knows a lot about the politics, etc. Have you heard of this group or anything called the Ecological Awareness Fund?
Absolutely not. I have no fucking clue.
No. Good try.
Yeah.
rolled a natural one. Sorry.
Yep.
Inside.
That the dice.
Insight on TJ.
Yeah.
Okay, so Toman will also let you know. Okay, so there's the two dynasts of the northern and southern dynasty. Or there's Dynast Gakken Toma, who is the dynast of the northern dynasty. Pardon me. He lets you know. Oh yes, and of course everyone knows that their counterpart of the southern dynasty is their twins. Their siblings who have grown apart, as it were. The dynast of the southern dynasty is Lafuma Toma. So that's good to know. I also let you know a couple political leanings and other more information. For a fact, Vodomo Varador dude is actually a female core that is very, very, very high up there, only second to only the dynast, and they pretty much are in charge of the day-to-day policy, tax, finances, the dynasty. I did put something in the lore and info area of our private Discord, so you guys can take a look at it. Tells you about Daifan Khoten Yatla, Hakushai Dargatan, Vodomo Varador Dude, and Koenig Magus Koenig Magus Roland Bakra. Yes, just for the sake of brevity, or it's probably far too late for that, but Toman explains to you that yes, it's quite clear that Daifan Khoten Yatla is in charge of all of the martial needs of the Northern Dynasty, including the entire Ryomi power structure. Now, technically, the Ryomis are only the guards and the infantry. Well, not just the infantry, but any martial prowess that would be on the land. But the Ryomi are often present on ships as well. They're just the main martial force, humanoid martial force of the military. And the Navy is just a little bit different, but it doesn't mean that it's not under his purview. It's still technically, it's not uncommon to have Ryomi on ships. In fact, it's quite common as part of the crew. It's just that what Navy gets a little weird because when you have a captain, they kind of have their own little nation on the ship. As far as power structure is concerned, and they're allowed to crew the ship however they like, as long as the Daifan or any any of their people that are directly below the Daifan that have charge over that isn't entirely opposed against that decision, which doesn't really happen. So, for example, Captain Imada Yukari. Whoops, we got some weird stuff going on here. I accidentally left that open. I didn't mean to do that. Yikes. There we go. So, for example, Captain Imada Yukari doesn't have Ryomi on her ship because her ship is not supposed to be a military ship. It's supposed to be a peacekeeping ship. Hence the Cauldron Initiative. So she doesn't actually order or report to the Daifan at all. She reports directly to the dynast themselves because it was an initiative made by the dynast of the Northern and Southern Dynasty together to create this initiative, and only the dynast themselves can give the initiative, the Cauldron Initiative orders. Granted, it's not like a magic sending spell between those two. It's usually carried among couriers or whatever, or other underlings. So there's possibility that things get messed up or whatever. But right, I think that's it. I think that's all the information. Yeah.
Thanks, Toman.
Of course. My pleasure. I love talking politics.
Yeah, we know.
Mm-hmm.
Should we set sail?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's do that. I guess we're towing the palm bringer by the Sutumabura.
Well, now that they have the crew back, can't we just both sail?
Yeah, you're right.
That'd be
That's
faster.
logical. Yeah, that's very cool.
Okay.
Right. I guess I'll untie the moorings between the two ships, and then can each start sailing.
You got it. Yeah, you guys set sail. Ba-ba-bum. Why can't I spell this correctly? Great. So by sunset, you guys reach. Well, you had gotten here. Yeah, you got here in the morning because you sailed through the night and you got here in the morning. So by sunset, you guys get back to the port. You guys want to dock the Sutumabura in port, or you want to keep them offshore?
And I'm sorry, you said by evening we get back, or the next morning?
Yes, no. By evening, because I believe you got to the ship.
We
you
got
sailed.
lucky.
Yeah, we got lucky.
We got lucky. We
got
shaved off
extremely
like a day of travel.
I know. I'm saying, but you sailed through the night, right? And you arrived at the ship in the morning.
Right. Like
You
it should
arrived
have
at
been
the
2 days.
Sutumabura. Yeah, it should have been 2 days, but you got really, really lucky. You got a headwind, but you sailed through the night. What I'm saying is, like, what time of day did you arrive at the Sutumabura? That's the question I'm asking.
Very early morning is what I
Very
have in
early
my
morning.
notes.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I thought. So you arrive at port sunset of that day. Just because I know you got lucky, but the wind is because the wind is not normally going that way. The wind is now helping you.
I see.
Okay.
That's why you got
I'd like
lucky.
to take a short rest at some point during this travel.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys can take a long rest. It's an 8-hour
Yeah, I
trip.
was about to say I want to take a long rest.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is more. This is like a
Yeah.
10-hour trip.
I think especially after Nakano and I doing the reading
Yeah.
all night.
Yeah, the
I spent most
Sutumabura
of my-
moves quite a bit faster without all the extra weight of the cannons too. So
Great.
yeah. Boom, boom, boom. You guys get a long rest. Go ahead and get all your spells back. But you guys are back to full. You got it. Just getting my info here all organized. Raw, yummy. Where are you? Ah, right. There we are. Okay, so what is your intention to anchor it offshore and not get into port to keep it like seen but not inspected or whatever? Like, well, not necessarily not inspected, but like to seen but not at port. Or are you attempting to dock it at port?
I think we should probably dock it at port. No.
Yep.
I mean, it's expected to be here, right? It's not a surprise.
Yes. You do know that a lot of the denizens here are expecting this ship to arrive to raise the town.
Yeah, but there's no cannons out.
Correct?
Yeah, having it in
Just
sea would
rolling
be
up.
like more suspicious than
Yeah.
Right.
Everything's
Being
above
out
board.
there where they could just do
Yeah.
like a bombardment.
Lurking, you know?
Right. Maybe a white flag or something could be raised as signal of peace or something, or it's a signal of surrender usually, but
I mean, I think that we just ignore the rumors, right? And we just act as if the rumors don't exist.
Great.
right.
Absolutely great. Sounds good. You guys sail into port. You see that you hear a lot of whistling, like, and like, and a bunch of the people at port.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Can I run away and cast mage armor?
Absolutely, yes. You can absolutely do that. Go ahead and roll your wild magic.
Oops, sorry, Ramsey. We're good.
Oh no, I mean I can shout something to them.
You do scream really loud.
You're just always looking for an excuse to
You
shout.
do see like a bell start to ring, flags start to go up as they start to see the Sutumbor like pull into the bay. Some ships exit port with what looks like on an intercept course. They're like, it's all hands on deck. Everybody's like defending Saivesh because they don't know what to do. Granted, you know of two people who are really influential in the situation. Bicam and the Zushi. But that's what's happening as some sloops start to pull out and like end up in an intersect course, kind of like forming a barricade or a what is it called? A embargo? No. What is it? The
Flotilla?
No, not flotilla. It's when there's an embargo or a barricade in military terms. I believe it starts with a B.
Barricade, I think is right. Isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a bunch of ships doing it, like preventing trade from going into a certain.
Battalion?
No.
Like
There you go.
No. It's the crap. Why can't I figure this out? Blockade. That's the word I'm looking for. Forming a blockade around like the port, trying to prevent you from getting in. And you see a bunch of ballista get set up and start to like aim at the ship. There's a bunch of like people that like just got woken up and they're like they're all like because you know they worked during the day and there's a bunch of other crap going on and then like this rushing. You hear bells ringing. You hear some like you see people on the shore moving around really fast. People are panicking as the ship is coming into port.
I think I could have just stopped that by sending to Zuchi, hey, we're about to hit port. Can you?
Doesn't matter. These people don't. They just don't trust the Sutamabora. They knew
This
we
is
were
all
coming.
like word of mouth
It's not the
rumor
issue.
stuff. This is like mass hysteria type feel. That's what's kind of going on here. Like people heard a
Fear.
rumor and they're just fear spreads like wildfire. But yes, if you guys would like to do anything to help ameliorate this situation, you may do so. Absolutely.
I feel like if we just continue as business as usual, people might kind of feel foolish.
You can, however, at some point you are going to collide with these ships that are forming a blockade.
Excuse us. Pardon me.
Like, pardon me, excuse me.
I can shout that if you want. Excuse me.
Should we outright call out that they're,
Did you want to bring all
under
of the
amnesty?
cannons that were up on deck down below deck and close all the gun ports?
I thought we had
Yeah.
done that.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that that's what it is what you were going to do. Okay, yeah, cool. So at the moment, the Sutamabora is not showing any hostility other than just sailing. However, the fact still stands. You will run over these ships if something is not done.
Scoop, do you want a thaumaturge that we're docking on government business? Please move out of the way so as not to impede government business. Or just be like, excuse me.
Everybody move!
Everybody move! Yes, Princess Bride.
Castellana, Arrow, Red, I guess. Everyone move, please. We're just trying to get past.
You're like that guy, that one guy on the airport tarmac is like, excuse me, move the plane. Thank you.
Semaphore with red.
Yeah, he's doing semaphore with the bolt with that's
Semolina.
lead. Great. Go ahead and roll. What would you say, persuasion or intimidation check? A Scoop.
Doesn't matter either way.
But what are you trying to do?
Persuasion.
Okay.
Third, 12. I meant.
12. You see the crews of the ship. It's kind of far off, but you like pull out your spyglass and you look. You see the crews of the ship kind of like looking at each other like, what the hell's going on? Should we fire? Is that what we should do? They go like, what does that mean? Like,
We are unarmed right now. We have everything below port or whatever, below deck.
oh,
Everything is closed.
You're gonna tell them that you have. Okay.
Well, yeah, we're
right.
we're not hostile. Blah blah blah. From what you've been told or rumors,
Roll another persuasion
you
check.
can clearly see you got what another persuasion.
Another persuasion check. Last two.
These are fools.
13.
13.
Roll. We have them
I-
raise up a white flag too, just to.
I'm gonna give a scoop a little bend luck here.
Okay.
Add 2 to that.
So 16.
15.
16. DC's
Wait, what?
15, guys.
It was 15,
It's,
right?
it's
No,
15.
it was 14. Oh, 13. So DC was 15. So you just hit it. They're like, you just hear, hey, no sudden moves, all right? As like the ships start to part, but the ballistas stay trained on the ship itself. And they do let you in. Eventually, you do get to port. You are flanked,
Tony
and
appreciates what you're doing.
hey, you know Tony?
Tony says, "Let us through."
Does he tell us when his next book is getting released? I've been waiting with bated breath.
I've asked him all the time. He just never says anything.
Hey, it's
Very
just
suspicious like that.
just like Tony. You ever hear his brother Office? Oh my God, he's taking forever to get his book. So you are flanked by 2 sloops on either side with 4 ballistas trained on you as they escort you into port. You pull the ship into port. You anchor. You are met at the docks by a battalion of Ryomi, of town guard, pretty much, that flank up to the ship. And lo and behold, taking their time, kind of meandering and like just taking a moment, walking up behind them and kind of pushing them aside, like, get out of my way, you brutes! How dare you welcome such guests to my wonderful port with such brutish behavior, is Baikam Manong. Just like pushing, like, actually, who said you could wear those boots on these freshly waxed pier? Take them off at once. No, I don't care if you're not wearing socks. Take them off. And pushes her away. We're like, excuse me. And then she just takes out her fan and she's like, excuse me, and just smacks this guy on the shoulder, like, move. And the Ryomi are like really confused, like, what the fuck? Why is this old lady yelling at us? But they know that she's like a noble and she owns everything here. So like, they're like, the sushi, I mean, like, this is our job, right? We're supposed to. I mean, she told us to. Hey, I'm not gonna get her. You want to get her mad? I'm like, you're right. All right, I'll just stay out of the way. And they're like, they all kind of like move out of the way. And she's like, hello there. I do hope you're not here to kill us all. You aren't, are you?
No,
I mean,
of course not. There.
Oh, thank goodness. I thought you were someone else. Wonderful. Well, it's so good to see you. You ran in quite a hurry. You missed the best part of the mixer. There was an orgy afterward. I'm just kidding. I just like that word. What are you doing on the ship that was meant to kill us all?
Oh, didn't you hear? There was never meant to kill anybody. These are our friends come to help with justice.
Wonderful! Did you hear that? Did you hear that? As she starts smacking one of the Ryomi on the helmet. I told you, get off my pier! Move! And they start to like, oh, jeez. And they just start to like march away. Like, there, go. And she keeps smacking him in the back. Go, move.
I'm starting to kind of like by.
They're like, well, welcome back. Are all these friends yours? Were these the supposed terrorists that we heard so much about? But they aren't really terrorists?
Yes, these are the survivors of cultural injustice.
Oh, what a catchy name. Is that your group name?
No, that's just what they are.
Oh, literal, not figurative. Oh, I thought we were playing a game. I'm so sorry. Yes.
No.
Yeah. Oh, okay, great. Oh, that's very sad. Oh, now I feel horrible about making that joke.
No, it's okay. You didn't know, but now you do.
All right.
Right.
Well, this does not belong to you. For sure, this ship.
Thanks.
No,
Well,
of course
no,
not.
but it does belong to this person.
Captain Amada Yukari stands up. I am Captain Amada Yukari, and I have relinquished possession of the ship in order to escort these refugees and survivors so that they may seek justice on the proper soil. They are under my protection as long as they remain on the ship. And as soon as they leave the grounds of the ship, they are by law. She holds up one of the sheets that you handed, and she looks at you like, am I doing this right? And she looks at you, Tamarin, like she holds up the paper. You're like, am I doing this right? And Toma's like,
Look at Toman.
Yes, you got. Yes. Yeah. Keep going. You're like, and they are protected by law. They have asylum and sanctuary with the great Tamarin Grounder. Ooh, intriguing. So interesting. Welcome.
Great.
Yes, get off. Don't touch me. Well, let's get you all set up then, yes? I assume they'll be staying at your manor. There's not that much room for that many people at mine.
That's correct.
Oh, wonderful. So then, should we just have another mixer this evening? Make a big show of it, have a good time?
I think that might be a little in poor taste, don't you think?
You're right. Survivors, refugees. I'm sorry, I get a little ahead of myself. Every time I see a crowd that's going to one place, I think, ooh, party. Sorry. Product of my upbringing, I do apologize.
Of course.
But, yes, I'll keep these absolute boots off of this ship. Bitch, don't touch that. No, I was just recently waxed. Well, pardon me. I didn't want you to see that side of it.
Waxed?
No, that post.
No, the boat.
The pier, the pier post. It was just recently waxed. They don't need to be touching it to support themselves. No.
Good China crane.
I mean, you did say you were waxed.
Yeah.
No, that pier post was just most recently waxed. And it's important. They don't need to use it to stabilize themselves. Sure, they're wearing a lot of weight, but it's clean. They can walk. They can walk with their 2 feet. They don't need to put their hands on a railing.
Are these the doofus Ryomi, or are these?
These are like straight up town guard. The Ryomi,
Okay.
like these are straight up town guard Ryomi. They are. They're just doing their job. They were like, they thought,
But
oh
are they
shit,
like the Dukas
incursions.
ones, or are they like-
These, none of them look familiar, if that's what you mean. Like, these don't look like the ones that were guarding the Zushi at that
Do
time.
they look like doofuses? Is what I'm
Are
asking.
any of them
You can
picking
roll
their
an
nose?
insight check if you like to see if they look like doofuses. My question still stands. Are they doofuses?
14.
14. They seem just
Doofus
like
check.
normal dudes and women just doing their job, which was they thought there was an incursion and they were doing their best but they were doing what they thought was best to try to defend people, like when we mean possibly boarding in a hostile vessel. And then Bikem's like, get the fuck off my pier. Yeah, so he's like, oh, and she's like, oh, and don't worry, I'll make sure that the ship is, as you said, Ooh, what's the land of political asylum? No, it says your own, it's sovereign. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for, sovereign. It's sovereign soil, sovereign wood, we'll call it. So nobody enters the ship from the pier. Except for you, of course. I can make that done. Easy peasy. It's the least I could do for what a wonderful night I had.
Oh, so things are going well with Crane.
You could say that. I never kiss and tell, though. Although it was fantastic.
But you did just say that you got waxed, so I mean, I'm assuming.
I did get waxed. Thoroughly.
Ooh.
Oh.
What is that? We don't say that anymore. Is that passé now? Is it an old
No,
phrase?
it's just.
When was the last
lot of
time you got
information.
waxed? You don't need to get waxed. Look at you. You're
I
already.
don't have hair.
That's so. I'm jealous. Anyway, oh my god. Angela, you okay?
Ramsey has his legs spread open. I'm just thinking of waxing now.
Why are you waxing Ramsey?
No,
Why are you thinking about waxing Ramsey? No.
I'm not.
She was thinking about waxing and then saw Ramsey ready.
Right.
Oh, well, yes, of course. So, oh dear. I'd be happy to make sure that everything is completely
we have
taken
survivors
care
here.
of. I'm so sorry. So sorry, what?
So yes, we have survivors here of near genocide. So
Oh, yes. Yes, well, as you said, they have asylum in your sanctuary, so I would... you set up there. I can't do anything once you leave the port. That's where my jurisdiction ends. I own everything here, so I can pretty much tell anybody to do anything. But as soon as you start to get into town, you know what? Why don't you stay put? I'll go get Getsu for you. What do you think?
that would be excellent.
Great.
You're on a first name basis with him.
Of course, I've known him for years, years and years.
All right.
Have you? Are you not?
No,
You'll
I
get
don't
there.
know.
We've known
Just
him for
one too many bonbons at a Miska, and he'll be letting you call him Getsu in no time. Wonderful. Get out of my way! And she smacks another Ryobi. And she snaps her finger, and just out of fucking nowhere, out of the pure fabric of space, just appears, "Yes, madame." This dude, and he's like, "Yes, would you please send a message to dear Mr. Royba?" Oh, I guess we can't call him that anymore. Oh, he's just so cute. Whatever. Just send the fucking message to him and make sure he knows that that our friends have arrived. They need a escort with oh, you know what? Why don't we get his newfangled Red Line Syndicate members to help him out so that another Ryomi overstepped their bounds? Did you hear that? Get off my pier! Yes, wonderful. Yes, we'll send them to you. Ramsey. Ramsey's so cute in the background. Look at him. Look at him. Buddy. Go like, "Yes, madam." And he just leans back and falls off the pier. But he doesn't make a
back into the
splash.
water.
No splash. And like you look over and the water's not like messed up or anything. He's just gone. He's like that guy, like, I'm very, very sneaky, sir, from Mr. Deeds, where he just like pops in and then just disappears. You guys have a couple minutes here, unless you guys wanted to do something special or get your story together. Without further ado, after about like 20 or so, half an hour, go ahead.
Before disembarking, I'm gonna just turn to Toma and give him a look and be like, "You heard the lady, no boots." I take off my boots and I run down the dock.
Don't believe that's what... savage.
That's offensive, yo.
Oh, is it? Is that passé?
Yeah.
He pulls out a notebook. Don't say that again.
Suppose we're all learning from each other, huh?
Yes, we are. Is that also passé? Is passive aggressive now passé?
Was passive aggression ever in?
You make a fine point. Yes, you make a wonderful point. I'll write that down as well.
Oh my god.
I love playing shitty politicians. Great. So, Ramsey. Yeah, you take off your boots and you run. Go like, he's just like, oh, it's so uncouth. I would be careful if you get claw marks on her newly waxed pier. Oh, shut up, you. She's fine. It adds character. She's my favorite.
I don't know what to do with that.
I mean, you're all my favorite. You're wonderful. Yes.
Ooh, thank you, Baiken.
Yes.
You're
If
a
only
favorite
would, it doesn't matter. Get off! She smacks another Ryomi. Great. Without further ado, you see the Palanquin and the Red Lion Syndicate and the Zushi arrive, and the Zushi's like, all right, let go. He's like, get off my Palanquin, I'm done. And he like comes down and he goes like, yes, as he kind of raises his hand because now there's a huge crowd around the port and the pier area, like, or people are like, oh buddy, are like trying to figure out like, what the hell is happening. And the Ryomi says, of course there is nothing to fear. The rumors of there being an assault have been greatly exaggerated. In fact, they are rooted in entire falsehoods. This, in fact, is a peaceful mission and is seeking justice by legal and peaceful means. You may all go about your business. Please continue your lives and rest easy. This will all be taken care of. These are our friends. Please. I, the Zushi, grant you safe passage through the city to your designated place of sanctuary. You all bear witness to this. Now please, disperse. As people begin to disperse, a lot of people just don't listen and just like, yeah, whatever, I'm going to get it like this is like the coolest thing that's happened since the magic show the other day. But eventually, yes, the Red Lion Syndicate kind of usurp the Ryomi's authority here under the order of the Zushi themselves, and do make way for you guys to leave. How would you like to go about this? Do you guys all want to leave and head to your estate, or?
I would like to maybe ask Azushi if there's a couple Ryomi that he trusts, or any of his guards that could help kind of keep watch at our estate, because I know there might be some people that might still not believe those rumors and think this is an attack.
Sure. Right before that, Zushi stands below the gangplank up to the galleon of the Sutomabura as Captain Yamada Yukari stands there, and he looks her in the eye, just with a firm, nondescript face, and says, "Permission to come aboard, Captain." She looks at him sullenly, determined. "Permission granted." He nods, walks up the gangplank, gets up to her, puts his hand out. She shakes his hand. She looks down, avoiding his eye contact. He doesn't try to regain it. He looks at you. "Yes, you're... well, as things would have it, I did hire quite a change some of the terms of employment of quite a few of the Red Lion Syndicate members, so they now officially and only work for me, and they no longer work for the Red Lion Syndicate. So I pay them well. They're not the smartest, but they are mercenaries and they do what they do. They are on a probationary period at the moment, but should they do well, I intend to bring them on permanently. There are a few Ryomi of whose family members I know and I trust. In fact, I did a couple favors for some of the less fortunate families and allowed their children to become Ryomi, put in a good word so that they would have better lives. Those I entrust implicitly, and I will make sure that those are able to escort you should you need of it.
Thank you.
Of course. Is there anything else I can do for you? I understand this is extremely... And then he turns and looks at the Seeker. My apologies. I cannot kowtow enough in apology to what it is that you had to endure. From what I have heard from my companions here. The very least I can do is offer you the umbrella of my safety while you are within my city. I will do my very best to make sure that none of you are harmed. However, you must know that there are enemies abound and in every direction, so do not proceed without caution. The Seeker takes a long, pensive moment, as if considering whether they should trust this individual or not. And their eyes divert to you, Tamrin, for a moment, and then to the rest of you of the Baker's Dozen. Almost as if looking for a signal of affirmation. You're muted.
Just a small nod and a slow blink.
Very well. You will forgive us if we are slow to trust. The Zushi, for the first time in the entirety of you knowing him, takes a deep bow in the direction of the Seeker. Of course. I am at a loss for words. The Seeker's eyes just kind of divert, and he nods a little bit, not towards him, but to the rest of the people that are here, as the core and the crew of the Sutubabura alike begin to line up, gather their things, prepare to exit the ship. The next thing you notice is that Hannah is on the pier. She has approached near the end of the gangplank. She's just kind of waiting there properly to greet those. She hands out fresh clothes and like a loaf of bread to all of those who are disembarking. And she looks at you in the eye, Scoop, for a long moment before she continues her errand. And then coming up the pier slowly is the Salty Mystic. The Salty Mystic, eyes closed, posts up on her staff, looks up, slowly opens her eyes over the banister of the ship, gazes directly at the Seeker. Seeker gazes directly at her, She says, Sika? And he looks down at her and says, Whatcha? Little smile forms at the corner of her mouth. Well, hurry up, we don't have all day. And she kind of like bangs the back of the knees of some of the core. And look, hey. Great. So, guys, we've come to a point where we can fast forward a little bit. You have, with little difficulty, no incidents, have the remaining crew of the Sutamabura, who were, of a mix of a bunch of different races. Those of Zankur, the core peoples who were, had an injustice put upon them, all take sanctuary within your house. There are just not enough beds to keep everybody comfortable. However, that situation could be ameliorated easy. Toman's like, yes, I will commission more things done. If you can just give me a stipend of coin, I can make sure we get enough beds and bedding done. It would be my pleasure. Granted, you will eventually need to hire a major domo to take care of these things for you, as this is still a temporary position for me.
Right.
Yeah.
So perhaps over the next couple of weeks or so we could do that?
Of course.
Okay.
Yes, I plan to be here at least for the next month or two at the very least. So, yes, of course, we can do some paperwork, and I will be watching you with much anticipation, grading your performance, but also helping you along. It helps me.
Wait, hold
to
on.
help
Did you say grading our performance?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's almost like, consider it a standardized test. I'm the teacher. If you do well, it reflects on me, so I want you to do well.
Okay. What do we get, like an actual grade?
No, it's more like I said, the court of public opinion is a test within itself. If I spread good rumors and good words about you, then people think that I was good by making you good. But if I don't think that I want to be associated with you, then why would I spread good rumors about you? Granted, this is not a personal thing. This is just how politics work. You understand?
Do you have any friends?
Is that a trick question?
You can be. No, I'm just saying. If you need, we're happy to be your friends, because it sounds like you're very suspicious of everyone, and it sounds like maybe you need a friend.
Go ahead and roll an insight check, Tamron.
I have to too. If I'm next to him, I have to.
Sure.
13.
I got a 26.
26. 13. He's just is off a step for a second. A little confused. A scoop. He's completely taken off guard. Entirely off guard. His guard falls. Like 3 walls of his guard just fall immediately. Like he's like wasn't expecting that at all. Almost like no one has ever asked to be his friend before, and so he like has no idea how to respond. He's like, "You mean like acquaintance, partnership, an alliance, as it were, a political alliance?"
Well, no, I mean, just like a friend, like
You got a
we can
friend.
hang
like
out.
the
and-
literal term of friend.
I mean, the literal term of a friend.
The thought never really crossed my mind. Why, yes. That would be, what do friends do? Do we sign we sign papers together.
No.
If that's something that you enjoy
Would you
doing,
like to
then we can
notarize-
share that experience.
Would you like to notarize some of pen pals? I could get down with that. Also, I would love a very strong drink.
Yes, that is something that friends do share from time to time.
We drink from the same glass. Yes, of course. It all makes sense
Okay.
now.
Sure. Not necessarily,
This
but we
is
can.
normal, yes?
Oh,
Why do you have a drink with you?
What?
yeah, okay, sure. Cheers, buddy.
Your Coors banquet. Why don't I have a drink? What's going on?
I mean, I hate to break it to you, but there are sometimes not very many rules for friendship.
Yeah.
So it might be a little...
Oh, that sounds like it's rife with corruption.
No.
Well, it depends on what kind of person you are, I guess.
Yeah.
He leans over to you, Nakano.
Just-
Do you have friends?
Yes, I do. Why do you ask?
You just always seem so quiet. So I was wondering if being quiet was required to have a friend.
No, you can be whatever you want to be.
Can I be your friend?
Oh god.
I mean, I don't really have close friends, but I'm not looking for more friends, but
I understand. You're not hiring right now. I entirely understand, yes. Well, if the wanted ad should ever go, should I leave my resume?
I think you're thinking of a job.
Yeah, well, isn't that's friendship, right? Job is when you add the ship on the end.
There's no work involved in friendship. No.
Yeah.
There's some, but it's not like...
I'm so confused.
Hey, why don't you take like 3 big stiff drinks, and then we're going to dance really silly, and then you're going to just not...
Do you want
think
some of
about the
this one?
rules.
You want some of this one, right? The third one.
Sure, I don't have to drink it like with you at the same time, though. My snout might get in the way.
Oh, I understand. So friendship is physiologically tied.
It's
We can't be friends with different physiology. Is that?
No, you can't. No,
am I
you
getting this
can.
wrong?
Yes.
I think so.
I just can't drink. I can't fit my nose in that glass at the same time.
Oh,
that you're drinking
literally.
it.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can fix that. Lean back. I hate person. I do believe I feel quite plastered at the moment. I could just sleep on the floor. That'll free up a bed for this evening.
Well, look at you.
Hey, look at me. Take off your shoes. Do it.
My shoes. I have shoes? I do have shoes, but they're so nice. They're so uncomfortable.
Take them off. Take them off.
Go take them off. Can you take them off for
You know
me?
what?
I'm afraid to bend over.
What?
All right. Now,
I think I might
We're gonna
fall.
go run in the yard. No, you won't. You won't. Just.
If
come
I
with me.
bend
We're
over,
gonna
I'll
go field
fall.
correct.
Can you take off my shoes
You
for
won't.
me? Do the left one first.
Yeah.
It feels weird to take off the right foot. Do the left one first.
Nope. I'm taking off the right one. You're gonna
Oh,
go.
chaos! So exhilarating!
All right. Now come outside and feel the grass beneath your feet.
Oh, grass! Oh, it's so prickly yet cold and warm at the same time. Feels like a carpet that's licking my feet.
Whoa.
Have you ever done this?
Once when I was a child. Oh no, I'll get grass stains on my socks. I don't care!
That's the spirit. That's the spirit.
Go, Toman, go.
Coleman starts running through the grass and immediately just face plants into the ground. Gets up with a face full of grass. I'll do it again!
Can I slap him now?
If you want.
I'll slap him.
You slap him. Yes, this is what friends do! And he slaps you back. And he runs over to you, Tamron. Yes, friends! And he slaps you too.
Okay. I don't know who told you that slapping is what friends do.
I'm just
Probably
learning by
Scoot,
example. Friends!
Oh, okay, hold on.
He slaps Machete. He goes up to Nakano about to slap.
I try to catch.
You can go ahead, dexterity saving throw.
Oh, fuck. That drink hit me apparently. Still okay. 12.
12. So like the tip of his fingers kind of catch your snoot, and he goes into Nakano and he holds his hand back. He's like, right, not a thing. I'm not that drunk.
Do it.
I should do it.
Do it.
I should.
Don't listen to
you
his
see her.
He's an agent.
Do it. It's like, do it, fight. Great, cool. So you have a nice evening with Toman. All right, guys. Without further ado, we're gonna move into our downtime. You guys, correct me if I'm wrong, Noelle, since you keep such great care of the date. Today's date would be, if I'm reading this correctly, seeing as a day past.
Well, it's the 40th of Styleek. That was when we pulled into port.
40th of
at
Styleek.
sunset.
Correct.
Yep.
Sean, you're breathing.
He's alive.
I know. Let me just pull up my calendar here. And let me just see what's going on. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you guys will almost have about a month of downtime. We shall see. Let me just pull up my calendar.
Oh God.
About 3 weeks, about 3 weeks of downtime. If you're trying to get us to a certain spot.
Not necessarily. It's just like, how much time you're going to need to settle in and figure stuff out. And like, most likely, even after this downtime, what is taking so long? Oh, there we go. Give me one moment to pull this up. Most likely, even after this downtime, pardon me. I have to look this up. Hold on. There it is.
Did I ever end up reversing my age again with the
No,
Zen? Yeah.
Not yet.
Did not.
We should
describe
do
it.
that during this time, though, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So we are. This will be the 40th of Styleek. This will get you to the. If I'm not mistaken, you have downtime until the 22nd of Hylock.
That seems about right.
That's about a month.
Cool.
You guys get 4 weeks of downtime. So there's quite a lot you guys can do. I also, and we can like talk about what it is you'd like to do. We can role play certain events and certain scenes. It's what you like to do. You guys have a lot of time to improve upon yourself, learn new techniques, work on the ship, do whatever it is you'd like to do. So, and of course, there's all like, the politics and all the other stuff that we have to figure out with what's going on with the survivors and what else. You can work on using the stipend to fix your manor. So I'd like to go around and get all of your input, and we'll do some scenes piece by piece, and work on what it is that we're doing. I do also recommend, if you have the time, or if you guys just want to Google it real quick, I believe I have sent you, and if I haven't, I'll do it now. I don't know if I can do it with here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go get my computer so I can send you something real quick.
Okay.
Oof. Let's see. Spells. I didn't use any yet. So. I'm gonna do a lot of sending. So if you guys want to pick some people who you want to send to and give descriptions, it's probably gonna be sending like every day. So
The Xanathar's PDF, and a lot of things in the Xanathar's Guide to Everything or Everything Else or whatever it's called. There are quite a few downtime things in which you can do it, like including but not limited to like learning a new language, trying to be proficient in a new skill, a couple of other things like that. That's a lot. Excuse me, pardon me. That is among the things you can do. Granted, not all of them you will be able to do. For example, like sometimes becoming proficient in a new skill is a little bit overpowered and can be a little ridiculous. So I'm just going to pull it up myself, and I'm going to send it to you guys now.
Look at that face.
I got scared for a second. I was like, whoa. You know when you feel like you're being watched?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be a creeper,
Huh.
Ramsey.
It won't let me send it because it's too big.
Buddy.
Cam, do you have Nitro?
I do not.
Okay. What
You
I'm
can
gonna
ask Adam.
That's okay. What I can do then, I'm just gonna email it to you all right now. How's that sound?
Should we stop the stream during this, do you think?
Yeah, just for a bit.
No, it's okay. Because this is part of what it is that we're talking about. It's okay. I'm just gonna email this to you just so because we're gonna talk about it, because downtime is a discussion. We like to talk about what it is that we're gonna do. So it's totally fine that we're talking about this. Totally fine.
Buying a magic item.
I'm going to compose. Okay, cool.
On your breathing.
Yeah, I know, it's pretty.
Yeah, I am. That's true.
I hate when.
Like I don't know, like sometimes it picks it up and just sometimes it decides when it wants to pick it up.
I know, it's really weird.
It's so odd. And when it does, it's just, and it's so odd when it wants to do it. Okay, it's uploading right now. I'm gonna open it for myself too. Not on this computer. So, whoa, my mouse disappeared. There we go. What? Bum, 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 bum. So we should also talk about like what changes you'd like to make to your manor, if any at all. How would you like to fix it up because it needs some fixing up? Any changes you'd like to make to your ship? Any things you'd like to do with yourself? Any scenes that you'd like to do between the two of you? Any like information or lore you'd like to discover? Any granted, you still have this idol in the book for this entire time. If I remember correctly, some messages were sent to you from the other campaign, but I believe those all
Yep,
have been
so I'll
sorted.
play that scene. Yep.
Can you remind me exactly which one it is that we're talking about?
It was on the 2nd of Hylock, and I have both the message itself and my response written down, so I can.
Oh yeah, because it was Trisheni to Masheni, right?
It was yeah. Well, no, it was Argus too.
Argus too. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I have sent the PDF to all of you. So you should have the Xanathar's
Thank you.
PDF now. If you point your attention to page 123 of Xanathar's Guide to Everything, you'll see a something called Downtime Revisited, which is pretty much just talking about some other things that you can do during downtime. Now, I don't want to get too into the weeds with this, so like we're not talking about like arrivals or anything like that. But downtime activities including like resolving activities, complications, buying magic items, carousing, those types of things. Possibly crafting items, making things, brewing potions. You can commit some crime. You could there's even pit fighting and complications, relaxation, religious service, research, scribing a spell scroll for those that are capable of doing that. So that would be only wizards, but I don't think anybody here. Selling items, magic items, looking for things to sell, and training. As far as like working and team training, receiving training in a language or tool typically takes at least 10 work weeks, but this time is reduced by a number of work week equal to the character's intelligence modifier. Training costs 25 gold pieces per work week. There you go. There's that too. It does get quite into the weeds of this, so I don't want to get it too complicated. So you just tell me what it is that your intentions are, and we'll move forward from there. And we can go around the table, or you guys can just speak up whenever it is something you'd like to do.
Who wants to go first?
I got a lot, but
Sean, you are muted still.
Oh, sorry. I just have a few things ready to go here.
Sure.
Okay.
I had in my notes written down from a while ago that Voon the cook might have monsters for us to kill.
Voon
Right.
Is the proprietor of Violence in Vindaloo. And you would be correct in assuming, rather than role-playing all these things where we go in and you find out what's going on and blah, 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 we can just say, yeah, you go in, you find out that Voon is this half-orc female cook that is intent on serving the best dishes fresh. And what she means by fresh is having you slay it yourself, and then she cooks it for you.
I'm into that. Do we get paid for that kind of work?
You can.
I would assume so.
How would you like to? Granted, this is a service he mostly gives to rich people looking for some type of thrill and adventure. So most people pay her in order to do it. But if you'd like to turn it into a little bit more of a spectacle in which gambling and other thing is involved, you could absolutely be granted a stipend from her from all the business that she could be gaining if that's something you'd like to do.
That's a good
Right,
idea. I like that.
Dinner and a show kind of thing.
Yeah.
Almost like you're the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if this the Zushi will be having this tonight, and the champions of the Zushi will be the Baker's Dozen, or
slaying the meal or something like that.
Yeah,
Right,
if you'd like
kind
to
of
do
a-
that.
That'd be fun.
Kind of turn it into, yeah.
Cool. Is that something you'd like to do first?
I don't have any particular order in which I want to do these things, but some of them are more just long term.
Sure. You know what? While everybody's thinking about it, let's do that. We can do a theater of the mind combat if you like. You walk into Voon's Violence in Vindaloo. You see her in the back. It's weird because it looks like 5-star, like white tablecloth, white walls, golden gilding and crown molding and kind of style up in front. And then like right where it has one of those panes where you can see the kitchen from the dining area, and right where like that kitchen partition starts, it's like cobblestone and torch sconces and medieval and like all crazy. And it looks like it's like dungeon straight up right next to. It's like having carpet going right up to tile. It's like boom boom. It's this beautiful marble tile that goes right up into this cobblestone in this gnarly like torture dungeon area in the back, and And then you also, she goes like, you talk to her about this, and she's like, "All right, I understand what it is you're trying to do. You wanna turn this into a little bit more of a spectacle. You know, I've been waiting to get out of these fucking monkey suit robes all the time that I have to wear." She was the one cooking the aberrant geese at the party. So she's like, "That sounds good," and everything. You guys strike up a deal. You figure something out. She ends up transforming some of the area and moving a bunch of the tables aside to have like the cobblestone come out all the way and have it be like flanked in a U form, but all these kind of that's my adjective for it, of like nice fine dining area. And she's like, "So what shall we put on the menu? Is there any type of creature or some specialty that you like to see served?"
Oh, well, what do you got?
"Well, name a creature type and I'll see what I got."
See, I guess fighting a lizard seems a little too on brand.
Oh, you've got
Maybe
aberrations, beasts, abominations, humanoids.
Ooh, can you eat an abomination?
Well, it's mostly flesh.
Could you fight
Well,
the
I'd rather
giant
not kill
moth?
a humanoid, but an abomination sounds like it might be fun. I have
Abomination.
experience in that.
Interesting. All right. Let me check to see what I've got in the cellar. And while she's figuring that out, you can think of something else you'd like to do.
Sendings. A lot of sendings.
Okay, you want to do a lot of sendings? What's your first sending? We'll do that.
I guess just to see how was it wow, what was the first Shylong? Let's see how Shylong's doing. Yeah.
Oh, you want to send a message to Boss Madoka?
Yeah, let's do that.
Or, whatever it is you want to send it to.
Well, Boss Madoka, of course, but she's probably gonna say the same thing. We're overrun by, but I don't really know. Maybe she found something out.
What is it you think she's going to say?
Like town's being overrun by flower blossoms or sakura petals. I'm just gonna send to Duna.
You're going to send to Duna. Remember, Duna had been missing for quite a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey Duna, it's a scoop. We heard you've been missing for a while. I'm able to talk this way. Reply back 25 words only.
You hear. Remember, Duna's mute.
What?
She went.
Yeah. I'm usually the one that understands her, so it's
Right.
gonna be kind of iffy.
Okay, so this is what you get. You get. Go ahead and roll an insight.
Right?
Now it's Noelle breathing into her mic.
Sorry.
That is a 14.
14. Okay. So I'm gonna just double check some things here, because I have to make sure that I get these right, because this is important. Ba-ba.
Anyone else want to do sending? We got like 30 sendings to do. If you
Oh,
want.
for real?
We got a month, so
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the sense that you're getting from what she's saying is that she's not in good shape. She's being held somewhere against her will. There's some sort of plan in motion, and there's a traitor involved.
Okay.
And she's telling you to be careful.
That's ominous.
You remember that she was sent south to go find somebody. Sent to the southern dynasty to go find somebody.
It was the dwarf, right? Trying to
dwarf?
start that. I forget.
You mean Raku?
Raku, yeah.
Raku, the core. Yes,
Oh, it's
that
core.
is who she was sent after.
Mhm.
Because he was trying to start shit, and he was being kind of a little bit of a extremist, for lack of a better term, and he fled after things didn't go his way, and she was sent after him.
Okay. Anyone got any?
Great. So the creature that shows up is called a gibbering mouther. This thing looks like it's made of pure flesh, not slime. It is an aberration. If you want a really good description, I think I have. The ground in a 10-foot radius around the mouther is dough-like difficult terrain made of its own flesh. Each creature that starts its turn in that area must succeed on a strength saving throw or have its speed reduced to 0 until the start of its next turn. It is just a Cronenberg piece of flesh with eyes and toothy maws all over it. It's literally flesh with mouths. I mean, we kill it, we could eat for days. You're muted.
But let me fry this motherfucker.
You got it. You trying to do it yourself, or you bringing the gang along?
I mean, do you all want to do this with me, or can I even kill this thing on my own?
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean, you got to stay sharp, right? A little target practice is never a bad idea.
Yeah.
Some of the nobles and other high society members start to file in, and she's like, "All right, let's get it on. You guys can go ahead and roll for initiative. Let's go."
Yay. Ooh.
Do a little theater of the
Dirty
mind
20.
here. Nice.
Oh, it's your highest yet. Woo,
I know,
nice.
for sure.
13.
I got a 4.
Oh no.
23.
I would have cast Mage Armor before going in there, by the way.
Oh, for absolutely. Yes,
Yeah.
of course. So why don't you go ahead and roll your
Wild.
mild magic for that. It rolled a natural 20 on its
Wild magic is frighteningly high, y'all.
It rolled a natural 20 for its initiative.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised it hasn't gone off yet.
Dirty 20.
But- So
Yeah,
I have
you still beat it.
23.
Yep,
for
I
my
got you.
initiative.
I got you. It's good for a healer to go last. Machete, you're up first. So this thing is constantly babbling and concurrently like as you see Voon is like walking around handing like, here you go, handing around earplugs to all of the high society members as they put their earplugs in. Knowing what this creature can do, you can see her wearing these big old headphones, like stuffed with like cotton and duck feathers on her head. As combat starts, I need everybody to roll a wisdom saving throw. Nakano, what'd you get?
16.
You're okay. You succeed. Tamron.
11.
You just succeed.
Okay.
Miss Shenny.
9.
9. You hear these babbling incoherent.
Bad luck.
What?
Okay, sure. Go ahead, add a
10.
d4. 10. That succeeds.
Thank you.
Yeah. DC's 10. So 11 just succeeded and 10 just succeeded. Okay, a scoop. What'd you get on your wisdom saving throw?
A 10.
Oh, okay. I couldn't hear you. Okay, so everyone succeeds. So you hear all these babbling incoherence that's like begin to make you go mad, but all of you resist it. And you see Voon like handing out the earbuds and just look at you and like, great. Miss Shenny, you're up first.
Bonus action, I'll cast Zephyr Strike, and I'll go ahead and use the charge this time. I'll run in and deal some extra damage if I hit, of course.
Sure.
So I will attack with my chakrams because we're trying to make this nice and showy before going up and trying to slice it if I can. Of course. That's a nat 1.
Oh no. So which one of your party members do you hit? Or which one of the high society members? Which one of the high society members do you hit? Okay. So you hit Crane right in the crown of the head with your chakram. Please roll your damage.
Oh no. And considering, yeah, it's an extra D8 of force damage. Of course, it's max on both dies.
No.
On both die?
On both die.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, wait. Once before the spell ends, you can give yourself advantage. So that wouldn't have happened unless I roll another nat 1.
That's very true.
Because that was the thing. I activated it. Nat 20.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You guys. Today has been the day of nat 1s and nat 20s. Okay, so go ahead, roll. So just double that damage. You already rolled the damage, so just double it. Just double it. And then
Jesus
so
Christ.
double max
All
damage
right.
to this creature. I don't think it's going to survive. This is insane.
All right, so that's 20, 33 points of force damage.
Ooh, it's already bloodied. You like slice a bunch of its like fleshy bits, like, and starts babbling and everything. A bunch of fleshy bits, and some eyes plop out and go into people's martini glasses, and they're like, Black comes like, "Ooh, would you look at that, Crane? It's aperitif."
And then I'm going to. I don't want to steal the show from Tammy, so I'm just going to hold my second attack for like slicing an extra
You can't
arm.
hold
that
a
comes
second
flailing
attack.
off.
You can only hold an action.
Okay,
So either take your second
Okay,
attack or
well,
don't.
I won't then. I'll get on the
Okay.
opposite side though, so I can fight my thing.
You're like, I don't want to finish this off because I know I can do it, so I'm just gonna let somebody else take it.
No, I just don't. It's supposed to be a group thing, so I didn't want to.
Okay, Tamron, it's your turn.
Bonus action. Stuff belly button lint into my ears.
Okay, roll me a luck check to see how much belly button lint you have.
Which is really interesting.
This
Is
is
your dragon
it's just a straight roll.
born?
It's a straight
Right?
roll, yeah. I mean, well, yeah, but
16.
16. It's a decent amount of belly button lint. I'll say you can plug one ear up with that much belly button lint.
Okay. Do I get advantage on wisdom saving throws?
Not quite yet. You got to get both ears first.
Does this thing is this thing off the ground at all? Like, does it have legs or is it just a blob on the ground? Could I slide underneath it?
It's very
Dukes of
Cronenberg.
Hazzard
Like
style.
it has like creep that is made of its own flesh and a 10-foot radius around it, and then it itself is like a mound of creep that kind of reaches up and extends with like eyes and mouths and stuff.
What I want to do is I want to like slide underneath it, lightning bolt up, and then like pop up on the other side.
Okay, you got it. You want to. It's just so you know, the ground at a 10-foot radius around them, it's like dough-like difficult terrain. So you need to roll a strength saving throw as you move through that space.
All right, let's do it.
I can't see.
12.
12.
12.
12. 12 saves. You are okay. So you can move through its space. So you want to like roll through it or roll around it? Can you explain that again?
I just wanted to do the lightning bolt, but I don't want to do it like at people, so I'm trying to do it up.
Oh, you want to like jump up. Okay, so roll an athletics check to see how high you can jump. If you can jump high enough to get over this thing.
Uh, 9.
You want to bend luck for that one?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can do it how many times equal to your charisma modifier, right?
No, I can. It just takes 2 sorcery points to do it.
Oh, I understand.
11.
11. Okay, DC is 10. So you get up high enough. It's only a medium creature. It just has like a big old radius around it that makes it like super doughy. Yeah, you get up above it. And you want to shoot lightning bolt straight down? You got it. Copy that. That is a failure on the dex because it has -1 for dex. Go ahead, roll that damage. You guys are frying this up guy real quick. Hasn't even taken his turn yet.
What about just wild magic?
Oh yeah, let me do that.
Turns into a potted plant immediately.
Lightning comes out.
Ooh,
of the tips
wait.
of the
So my
plant.
wild magic surge is 7, and I rolled a 7.
Okay.
To go.
Yeah, that absolutely goes. Go ahead and roll that percentile die. Let's see what happens. Another potted plant.
I kill every noble in the area.
Oh no!
Everyone is dead. I am the king now.
No gods, no kings.
85.
85. Hey, I like that one. You cast. You are up there and you begin to cast lightning bolt, and then you see Tammy. 3 more Tammys appear right behind him as he turns into 4 and like spins into this like starfish synchronized swimming like mandala shape above gibbering mouth. They're very like Doctor Strange style, like whoa, as it just multiplies of him, multiples of him,
Multiples?
multiples.
Cool.
Wow, that's bad. And why the hell not?
Power.
I'll use my last 2 sorcery slots to empower this spell too.
Points. Yeah, sure.
Oh my god. Devastating.
I didn't even take its turn yet, guys. You just like, and it was gone. You're like, oh, I thought that was going to be a show.
30.
Jesus.
33.
It has 1
Wow.
hit point left.
What do I do
All
it
right.
4 times with all my extra body?
All right,
lift?
just give it a blow.
You have for all intents and purposes, you have the spell
Just flick it.
mirror image on you, making you 4 times harder
got
to
it.
hit. Great. Speaking of which, it is now its turn. You fall directly onto it, Tamron, because gravity.
Wait, I want to do like a Spider-Man landing on the other side, no?
Okay, cool, sure. Roll an acrobatics check. A Spider-Man landing.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Natasha Romanoff, flip the hair back.
Yeah. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Tides of Chaos.
He's using everything in the
Oh,
first
no.
round of combat.
Like, what else is gonna happen today?
Yeah.
I mean, don't say that.
Yeah.
Big Boss comes into town. Let's go.
Yeah. What is it? Athletics? You said?
Acrobatics.
Oh, acrobatics. 8.
8. Yeah, you land straight into one of the mouths of this thing. Like it's
Oh,
just,
it's that bad?
yeah, I mean, well, it's got
Right.
mouths everywhere. It's got mouths absolutely everywhere. Like even the dough that you walk on about it has mouths. So you just like get cradled right into a maw and like, yep, Tammy's about to get eaten. It is now its turn. I need you to do me so mirror image, if I remember correctly, if someone makes an attack or something, they have to roll like a number that is between something. Here it is. So this is the spell that's affecting you right now. 3 illusionary duplicates of yourself appear in your space until the spell ends. The duplicates move with you and mimic your actions, shifting position so it's impossible to track which image is real. You can use your action to dismiss the illusionary duplicates. Each time a creature targets you with an attack during the spell's duration, roll a d20 to determine whether the attack instead targets one of your duplicates. If you have 3 duplicates, you must roll a 6 or higher to change the attack's target to a duplicate. Great. However, this is not an attack. This is forcing you to make a dexterity saving throw. So I don't think it is going to count. It is going to bite you first with advantage because you're already in its mouth. Oops. There we go. That is an 18 to hit.
Shield.
As just this shell of like electrical Tesla energy, just this little egg as it's trying to bite into the egg, and you're like, no. Great. And then it's going to go like, and a bunch of spittle gurgles up from the innards of whatever it is, and it goes like, and spits it all over you and into the air, and it's like gross. I need everybody. I'll say no. It's just you because you're the only one within 5 feet of it. You know what? No, because it makes more sense for it to spittle and then leak out and go somewhere. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna roll for a bunch of the high society members. Yeah, can you roll a dexterity saving throw, please?
Also, they just let this thing loose in a room full of high society members?
Right, like
There's no, like, cage or, like, barrier?
I mean, there's room, but there's not that much room.
it's just within
Boone
5
is like,
feet.
yes, get him. Get him. He's like, yes, the danger. I live for the danger. OSHA doesn't work here.
Okay.
Great. So what'd you get? Dexterity saving throw.
Oh, oh, yeah, baby. 21.
21.
No, sorry, no. 18.
18. So this like spittle like explodes into a blinding flash on impact. Half of the high society members are like, "Oh no!" and they're blinded. Like, I can't see. I just had LASIK. And you fortunately like cover your eyes just in time and are not blinded by the flash, but are still in its maw. That is the end of its turn. Yeah, that's what it does. Now we have up next is Nakano.
You said Nuck.
Say Nakano.
One hit point left.
Yeah, you got it.
I can see him. Yeah.
All right, short sword.
All right, you want to run up to it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
please roll a strength saving throw as you enter its aberrant ground, its fleshy ground around it.
10.
10. That's exactly what you needed. You are not grappled and restrained, or you're not grappled. So you would have had your speed reduced to 0, but you move through it. You get your foot stuck in it, and you're like, no, let go, and you finally pull it out. Kind of stumble forward. You look so cool.
Okay. No. For attack.
You gonna attack? Okay, cool. Yeah. So the Tamarin is like in its mouth, so he's within 5 feet of the creature. So you will get sneak attack if you hit.
Okay. 19.
Yeah, that hits. It has an AC of 9.
Okay.
Roll that sweet
And
sneak
then-
attack.
I mean, I don't really need to at this point.
I mean, but it's fun. It's fun to see how badly.
How nasty is this death?
Right. Like, do you cut it up into the sashimi slices already? Or
Yeah.
Yeah. They just all land nicely on everybody's plates.
You guys took my idea. That's exactly what I was gonna do.
14 damage.
14 points of damage. Yeah, you just like do that whole thing where you hold your blade of Haladriel, and then you do that thing with that anime people do, where it goes like, and like it happens and it like freezes, it goes like, and like a bunch of pieces of flesh fly up in the air, and they land on everybody's plates perfectly. And while it's happening, you see Voon like do a backflip through the air with a little blowtorch, and she's searing them as they're in the air. So just lightly seared, mostly raw. So one Bichems has a tooth, and he goes like, "Oh, look, mine has a surprise." As this like one big long tooth about this long is in hers. And she's
Y'all
like,
are nasty.
"Yeah, I'll take this. I'll keep it as a memento for our first night out together." And she looks at Crane and he blushes. Great, you guys did it. Go like, and then Voon's like, "That was just the appetizer. What about the main course?"
Oh shit! Whoops.
What's for dinner?
Well, what's on anybody's mind? What do you want?
What does the crowd want? Turn to the crowd.
You started the crowd. Yeah, go ahead and roll a basic charisma check. A Scoop didn't really get to do anything. You guys all did your thing, and a Scoop was just like, "Oh, okay, it's over."
Charisma?
I mean, it could just heal the abomination back up, but
I mean, it's in so many pieces.
it just has lesser hit points.
Yes. What'd you get for your charisma check?
8.
8. They're like, "Oh, I don't know. What do you feel like?" They're like, "I don't know. What do you feel like?" "Oh, would you just make a damn decision?" We're like, "Every single time I ask you, you can't make a decision." Go like, "If you feel like Chinese, if you feel like whatever." Go like, "Let's just make like, what about Thai?" "No, I don't feel like Thai. We had Thai last week." There's a bunch of people that are doing like that. Well then I guess
How
we'll
about
just pizza then.
flesh-eating beast?
Flesh-eating beast. Flesh-eating beast it is. And she like hits a button, and like this trap door opens, and you all fall through it. And the tile from the ground that had the tile from the ground that had all the high society members on it kind of like pulls away to like a tempered glass floor, as now they're like above you, watching you down fight in this pit with this other creature. And this gate kind of goes up, and this big troll comes out and goes like, we're just gonna keep the same initiative, just to make it easy. How about that? Great. So then that brings us to a Scoop. You are next up. This big old troll with these long ass claws. comes out. He is it's a large giant creature. Your turn.
By the way, am I still mirror image? How long is that
You
last?
are mirror imaged. Mirror image spell, I believe, lasts for a minute. So yeah, I'll say you have.
Is it concentration?
Um,
I also haven't had any damage on me, so
it is not concentration. And it lasts for 1 minute.
Nice.
So I'll say that you have another 5 rounds. You have like half of the minute left of it on you. And you know the spell, correct?
I do not know this spell.
Just
I
look
can
it
look
up.
it up,
Yeah,
though.
just look it up. Great. The scoop. You're up. You are like, you fall into this pit when it's about like 40 feet wide in each direction. This thing is about 30 feet away from you at the moment. Like green and gray skin, really, really long claws, like dreadlock hair, like slack jaw face, big fangs. Giant creature just kind of rumbling towards you.
Okay. Curse of the Aelip, and then spiritual weapon.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna you're going ghost?
No, curse of the Aelip. I cursed the
Right. Remind me of the specifics. It's like it takes a
19 or 20. Well, 19 or 20 rolls count as critical.
right. Just for you or for
And-
anything that hits it?
Anything, and it takes an additional 1d6 from that crit damage, or from a crit hit.
Oh, okay, cool. Great.
Okay.
It's originally called Curse of the Raven,
Of
isn't
the
it?
Raven.
Yeah.
Yes,
Cool.
but I'm not a Raven.
Of course. You got it.
It would be a to save DC. 13 DC, 13 save DC. Sorry, wisdom save.
Okay. That is a 15.
A pearl long rest. Okay. Succeeds.
So it doesn't get cursed?
Tear. Oh. Sorry, it's a 16. For some reason it's written,
Yeah, it should be your...
I think Adam typed it weird. Because it was a
It's your wisdom
so, yeah, it's a
modifier
16.
plus 8 plus your proficiency bonus is your spell
Yes,
save DC.
yeah.
Oh, wait, no.
Yep.
Because it's a different ability. That's not your spell save DC. That's an ability DC. It's something else. Remember, Volo's complete subrace.
I don't usually use this, so
That's okay. I'm going to pull it up right now. Just give me a minute to... Just needs a moment to... There we are. Whoa. That's big. That's very big. Doesn't need to be that big.
That's what she said.
Okay. The DC is equal to 8 plus your wisdom modifier. So not
Okay.
your proficiency bonus. So yes. So then it would be a 13. So it does save. Okay. Great. What else do you do? Because that was a bonus action.
get spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon is right, because this is your as an action. Yep. Okay. So you cast spiritual weapon. This little needle shows up right next to it. Go ahead and make an attack.
Baguette. But
Oh, it's a baguette now? Okay.
That's a natural 20.
Ooh, nice. What level did you cast your spiritual weapon at?
Well, 2, I think. Can I do 2?
Yeah, a
Second
spiritual
level
weapon
spell.
is a second level spell, I believe.
Yeah, I'll just do 2.
Okay.
Okay. And get out of the way, please.
Okay,
That
so
is
roll.
21 to hit. Or 21.
Well, you said it was a natural 20, so you double the dice.
Yeah, I
Okay.
did.
Okay, so 21 points of damage. You got it.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Awesome. You bash this thing on the head with a baguette, like, bad troll, bad. Great, that's your
Yep.
turn. Do you want to move or you want to stay where you are?
I'll stay where I am.
Okay, cool. Then we're back to the top. Machete.
I still have Zephyr Strike on me for another few rounds, so I am going to.
Well, didn't you use the advantage?
I use the advantage, but I can still dart around and not get
Okay.
provoke opportunity.
And then it stops when you do what?
When it runs out of time, or I'd stop concentrating on it.
Really?
Yeah, we've done this many times.
Yes,
Okay.
you have done that many times.
Keep forgetting how
Yes, you
powerful.
have done that many times.
Yeah, I just keep forgetting how powerful that fucking spell is. Yes, go ahead.
All right. So, bonus action, Planar Warrior for my first one. I tried to hit. Does a 10 hit?
A 10 does not hit, unfortunately, as you hit
Okay.
this troll's rough hide and it just boom, bounces right off.
Do I miss by more than 5?
You must by exactly 5.
Okay. It does return then.
Okay.
Because if it missed by more than it wouldn't have. Okay. Second chakram, I just barely grab it as it swings back wide. Second chakram I throw out, and that's 25 to hit that time.
Ooh, yeah, that hits.
Yay. Okay. Da-da-da. Oof, not good damage. 8 points of force damage.
8 points of force damage. You got it. Copy that.
And that's my turn. I'll tap, just, kiss it and then run away.
You're going to kiss it?
I'll kiss it. I'll be like, or lick it. Tasty. And then run
Okay.
away.
It does not taste tasty right now. It is
So good, guys.
Okay. Tamron, that's your turn. How you doing there, buddy? Oh, he's
You're on
muted.
mute.
He does that
I
a
can
lot.
hear you,
I
but
know.
they can't.
Yeah, Angela can hear you.
Just to add a little variety to the show, I'll do
What's
magic
he
missile.
saying?
You can't hear me still?
No, I can hear you.
It was just we're playing a game. What's he
he's
saying
fucking
when
with
you
you.
start talking?
Got it. I'm
Magic
gonna
missile.
do magic missile at level 3, just to make it a little more interesting.
Okay, cool. Roll that damage.
Let's see. I want to, if I'm allowed, 2 magic missiles to the eye, 1 magic missile to the belly button. And we got 1 in the pink and 1 in the stink.
Do you want to find out whether this is a male or female troll?
Well, pink just being whatever genitalia there is.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Pew, pew. Oh, oh. Ow. The crowd goes fucking wild for that. They're like, oh, yes, voice humor. I love it. How great. Yes. I'm so... Mo, Larry, and Curly are my favorite actors.
16 damage. Why is that a 3rd level spell and I could absolutely obliterate with lightning bolt? It's the same level.
That's because it hits automatically.
That's true, yeah.
16 points of damage. Okay. Not looking great, this guy is not looking great. Is that the end of your turn then?
Bonus action, remove the belly button lint from my ear.
Okay.
Oh, I
You do
didn't
so.
roll my wild magic. Shit. Sorry.
Yeah, roll that. You okay?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Great. Then, at the beginning of the troll's turn, you see some of its wounds heal up.
Ooh.
As it heals itself. It's then going to barrel over to you, Nakano, because it has a penchant for people dressed in like fashionable rags, and because it's got a loincloth and it likes your style, and so it's going to first attack you with its claw.
It likes your style, but it's going to kill you.
Once you're close, 11 to hit you.
That misses.
Okay, so it's then going to try to bite you. Oops, I missed my tray. Natural 1, it bites its own arm. Wonderful. Great. Ow, that hurt a lot. Jesus Christ. And Jesus fucking Christ. Tries another claw attack. Only a 12. Really absolute crap. It's very confused by the allure of your clothing. And that's its turn. Wonderful turn, TJ. Great job. Nakano, it's your turn.
Okay, I just look at it with my arrow.
It's right next to you, so you will get disadvantage on a ranged attack because you're engaged in melee.
Oh, I didn't know it was that. Okay.
Yeah, it came right up to you. It barreled to you and clawed you,
And it
tried to
couldn't
bait you
even
and
do
claw
anything, huh?
It missed you all. You were just like, nope.
All right. I'm gonna use anyone else next to me.
Yeah, I believe the Scoop is next to you because you all fell and
Can I use a
Scoop
sneak
didn't
attack?
move. So yeah, you can absolutely do sneak attack. You just won't get advantage on the attack.
Okay. Ooh, nat 20.
Again?
No, that was my first one.
Oh.
I never got.
Yeah, but a Scoop did this same round. Wild. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So
Okay.
go ahead, roll sneak attack doubled. All your damage, double all of your damage dice. Just roll twice as many. So I believe it's like what? 6 or 8d6, something like that?
8.
Woo! 8d6
Ooh,
plus your
enough.
dexterity modifier.
I have 16d3. Get on my level.
Jesus, you have a beer?
Thank you. Thank you for the beer. Wench. Wonderful. Thank you.
Never heard of a d3.
34. 34.
34 points of damage. This thing is on death's door. It's on death's door. You still have a bonus action. You want to offhand attack
Another
it
attack.
with your offhand short sword. So this is not your Blade of Philadriel. This is your other one.
I know that. It's
Okay.
gonna be just a.
Just
Okay.
like one less damage, I think.
So 15 to hit.
15. You got it. That just hits.
Six.
That's exactly how many hit points it had. Oh my goodness gracious, guys.
And the troll was
Mikano's
smiling.
finishing it up every single time with just like,
Yeah.
You start to cut it up, and then you notice that it's still breathing. As Voon looks down, being like, "Ain't over yet, kiddos. I bet you didn't know it about this creature. We're gonna go to a Scoop. It's your turn.
Final Divinity, Shatter.
Okay. Failure.
24 damage.
24 points of damage. Yeah, it's fucked up. You see parts of its like the fat, all the warts on it that don't look edible, just shoot off and pop off.
And I use my spiritual weapon.
You got it. Go ahead and do attack it with as you guys start to prepare it and like flay it.
17.
That hits.
And
It is prone, so you get advantage.
I'll do it again then. That did not work. Oops. And attack is 11 damage.
11, you got it. Okay. A Scoop. We're back to Macheni and then Tamron. You looks like you're beating
Still-
on a dead body, but it's still breathing.
How are you alive? It's not undead. I will go ahead and just run at it, taking my 2 kopeshes and run over the body, like with them dragging on the floor, like Naruto style. But
Yeah.
that's how I'd
You
like
got
to make
it.
both of my attacks.
Awesome. Go ahead.
Whoa.
All right.
You got that thing in a wide triangle behind you, making a wake of
Right,
sparks.
Exactly. First one's 11 to hit.
Misses.
At advantage?
They're both at
it's
advantage.
not
It's
an
prone.
advantage. Right, you're right. Thank you. So 14 to hit then
Misses.
instead. Okay. That one's just a little too wide. That's okay, because my other one goes right into like this, bisecting it with a nat 20.
Ooh. Okay.
We're all
That's-
getting lucky, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's 14 points of slashing damage, and then I will hit it again with, or try use a bonus action to try to hit it one more time with
You got it.
just offhand attack. Another nat 20.
Guys.
So this time
The
I
crits.
This time I don't add my modifier, but so that's 6 points of slashing damage.
You got it. Okay, you guys are already like chopping this thing up and prepping it. Like you're starting to like fillet its leg and pull off like pieces and like pork loins and shoulder bits. But it's still breathing. It's like when you, that fish that you prep that's still breathing by the time you bring it to the table.
Could we all just do it together?
Cameron, it's your turn.
Guess I'll just, just kind of follow suit with my 2 scimitars. Just try to get a couple fillets off this bad boy.
You got it.
First attack is natural 1.
Oh no.
Prone.
Prone.
Oh, it's
Hey.
prone though, right? Okay.
Yeah, roll at advantage.
Natural 20.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Wait a second.
I love how this is happening on like our
Angela's gonna come
downtime.
kiss you. She's checking your natural 20.
Yeah. So, well, it's still like 2d6 plus 4. It's not crazy.
Yeah, but it's still a win from a nat 1
It's
to
a
a
6
nat
and a
20.
5 on the die.
Jesus.
So that's 15 damage. I'm sorry, 16 damage.
That's it then. Oh wait, I guess you have a bonus action.
No.
You
Wait,
wanna
did I
attack.
say plus 4 is the... Oh, yeah. So 15 damage.
Okay.
And then I get another attack. Does it matter? Is that dead? Is it dead?
Still breathing.
Okay. 15 damage on the first one.
Bonus action. Remember, your bonus action offhand doesn't get the plus bonus for the damage. It's just the die.
What do you mean?
You don't have an extra attack. You just have your bonus action offhand attack with one of your scimitars because you're a sorcerer.
Yeah.
So I'm saying like you don't get the plus dexterity for the extra bonus. It's just the die for the offhand attacks.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You sure about that?
100% sure.
Yeah.
So it's just a straight roll?
Straight roll.
No.
I don't add an attack bonus to it?
No. You add the attack bonus. I'm talking for the damage. You don't get the bonus damage.
Oh, I don't add the +2.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, well that's an 14 to hit.
Misses.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
at advantage, that misses.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the end of your turn then. At its turn, its eyes open. And it starts to take a deep breath. And like one of its arms that's like half filleted pulls back and slashes at you, Tamrin. As you see some of its wounds start to close up. That's a miss. It's going to try to bite at you, Tamrin. That is a 16 to hit.
Shield.
Wild magic.
No wild magic.
And that's a natural 20 for the next claw attack.
Well, I saw. Oh, okay. Then yeah.
Yeah, it's automatic hit no matter what.
Yeah.
I need more d6s.
With the mirror spell, is it that you're running it at
right.
disadvantage?
Yes, you still have
my mirror.
Yes, you still have my mirror image. You need to roll. You know how the spell works now, right?
Well, sort of. It's a very complicated spell. It's
Yeah,
got a lot
so-
of things going on there.
Yeah. Each time a creature targets you with an attack during the spell's duration, roll a d20 to determine whether the attack instead triggers one of your duplicates. So first roll d20. If you have 3 duplicates, you must roll a 6 or higher to change the attack's target to a duplicate.
Well, does this go for the first attack? It attacked me 3 times, you know?
Yes,
So
so,
are we
we're going to
going-
do one for each. But
Okay, so then should I not have used my shield? Should we just rewind a little bit
yeah,
here?
we can rewind. It's fine.
All right. So let me put...
The
hold on
first
a
one was
second, I have to
only
put my
a
wild magic surge back.
The first
3.
one was only a 12 to hit, so we'll see.
Okay, so I roll a d20 to see,
Yeah,
and it's a 6. What does that mean?
it's a 6.
6
You must
or
roll a 6
higher?
or higher to change the attack's target to a duplicate. So it hits one of your duplicates. The duplicate's
Okay.
AC is equals 10
poof.
plus your dexterity modifier. What's your dexterity modifier?
What, like 1?
Is that
So
what it says?
poof.
So it's poof. So that one's gone. Now you have 2. The second attack was only a, I believe, 11 to hit.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll d20 again. Now you have to roll an 8 or higher.
2.
Okay, so it's gonna hit.
So it does go
you,
to me, but it misses.
but it misses. Okay, so the next one was a natural 20. Now you have to roll an 8 or higher.
16.
16. It goes to one of your, and it poofs. So no fucking damage. God damn it.
But I have no more mirrors, though. Right?
No, you have
oh,
one
no, I
more.
still have one left.
You have one
Yeah.
more, which means you have to roll the next attack an 11 or higher.
It's 11. I got it.
Yeah, and the AC of the duplicate is 10 plus your dexterity modifier.
Yeah.
Okay. Fun stuff. It is back to hit points, and it stands up. Its leg and arm half filleted. All of its warts and boils have burst and popped off of himself because of the shatter, but is still up and kicking. It is now Nakano's turn. Guys have to start asking
I'm going
questions.
Run and attack.
They're not shouting anything, like anything to help. They're just standing like, oh,
They're like, it gets down and starts shooting, and then like Voon's like, and then it starts to get up and attack, and the audience is like, a high side is like, oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful! It's not dead. Keep going, Hercules.
oh my gosh.
Go ahead, Nakano.
10.
10 misses, unfortunately. Hey, buddy.
Run again.
You're gonna run again?
I guess.
Okay, you use your bonus action to disengage, or do you want to take an attack of opportunity?
I want to disengage.
Okay, you got it, and you can run. You can give yourself like a good 25 more feet away from this thing if you like. Unless you want to like crawl up the wall, then you can give yourself a lot. You can give yourself like 30 feet.
I'm gonna stay on the.
Okay. Then that's you for Nakano, a scoop.
What do we do?
Kill it.
That's you.
How?
How do we kill it? That's well, yeah. There we go.
Burn it? Maybe.
Well, Moon clearly knows.
It points to her nose. You go like, no hints. What are you gonna do,
Its
Scoop?
nose off.
I am going.
You're gonna ask some questions. You're gonna fight it. What are you gonna do?
I just try to ask questions, but no.
Well, Voon's not gonna tell you. You're gonna have to figure it out yourself.
Was there anything around?
I mean, it came out of a like barred cell, but otherwise it's just a cobblestone like pit. It's just square. There's nothing else here.
I'm gonna do call lightning, channel divinity. Yep.
Okay. Dexterity saving throw. That's a success. It's an
Okay.
18.
And that is 15 damage.
Damage. Okay, it goes down. It collapses. But it's still breathing.
Gonna do something. Can I stab the lungs or something?
Yeah, with your spiritual weapon, you can stab the lungs. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Okay.
Stab the lungs with bread.
Sharp bread.
It's very, very sharp bread. It's been toasted.
Dude, I shit you not.
Nat
That's
20.
20.
Why during this battle?
God.
I can't.
Why would they confuse plant for 90% of the battle?
So that is a 28 to hit.
Yeah, well, it's a natural 20. It automatically hits, no matter what.
I know. I'm just
So go ahead and roll double damage.
damage.
Keep track of this. Gotta
That
stop
is
clicking
24 to
this damn
hit or damage. The lungs.
Okay. Stab him to the lungs. Pull out one of the lungs. Nice organs. Ready for cooking. The bread kind of like flips it up. Voon catches it in a plate and she starts frying it up.
And that's it.
Okay. Scoop Machete, it's your turn. Still breathing.
Without any lung?
It's got one lung.
How?
Shoot the lungs.
Shoot the lungs.
I know.
Doctor nurse this.
You know what? Yeah, actually, I'll do a super fast surgery and take out the other lung, like just a really, I don't care, just kind of
Okay.
almost like gutting it and take out the lung.
Sure. Yeah, just roll some attack rolls for me.
Okay.
Just some Kopesh attack rolls for me.
Okay. Cool. It's at advantage because it's still prone,
Yeah,
right?
it just fell prone again.
Okay, so that's dirty 20 to hit the first one.
Hit.
Second one. 26 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Okay. And then I'll do one more just as an offhand. Yeah, 27 to hit with that. So
3 attacks, all hit. Go ahead. Remember, offhand doesn't add your bonus damage.
no.
Also, you get advantage if you
Right. I did that. I need another thing. Do.
Listen to all those dice. Look at all these chickens.
An avocado. Thanks.
I know. 19 points of slashing damage?
Total?
Total.
Got it. Okay. You slash into its rib cage, pull out one of its ribs, slice the connective tissue for its lung, flop the lung out, throw the lung up, and Voon begins frying it up. You still go through the motions of breathing.
I don't like this. It should be dead. And I just walk away from it.
It is now Tamrin's turn. Tamrin, as you're now closing, you see the cavity that she cut out, and you see like a new lung starting to grow in one of the missing lungs places.
You're muted.
I would like to chill touch it in the brain.
Okay, you can touch its head. Go ahead.
I haven't done this in a while.
Should we kill it with fire?
Chill touch prevents it from regaining hit points, correct?
So it's 2d8 because I'm at 5th level right now. Right?
Yeah, to roll an attack first, though.
Oh, I do? Oh, right.
And it's at disadvantage because it's prone and it's a ranged attack.
Well, I'm not next to it.
It doesn't matter. If a creature is prone and you make a ranged attack against it, it is attacks against her at disadvantage. Melee attacks against a prone creature because they're like laying down from cover from fire. That's how it works.
But what if it's a small thing?
It doesn't matter. Prone creatures have
it's 16.
Yeah, it hits. Yeah. That means it can't regain hit points, right? Until your next turn?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
9 damage.
Is it
9 damage.
Regain those hit points, or is it like...
No, it just can't regain hit points.
Period.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Until
Timon.
then, the hand clings to the target.
This hand clings to it, and you see it like gasp, trying to get air from lungs that won't regenerate anymore, and it finally dies.
I was not going to throw death saves.
Nope. It has not been rolling death saves. Nope. And Boone was like, "Oh, you did it a different way. That was cool. You gotta do
What's
it like
the usual
this."
way?
Oh, well, look at what I'm doing. She's frying up the lungs, and they are not regenerating.
You just gotta cook it? Cook them?
Kill it with fire.
You gotta kill it with
fire.
fire. Or acid.
I mean, we don't really
Or
have
lightning?
fire.
Is lightning fire? Lightning's fire.
It's
I
not.
think some lightning.
It's a plasma.
It set things on fire, though.
It's plasma, not fire.
Yeah. It's hot,
There's a
though.
troll. They regenerate all the time. They're really hard to kill. They eat a lot of flesh, though. All right, throw it up here, and then the floor that begins to rise. Everything, great, and you guys. She chops it up and starts serving it all. You're like, all right, main course is served. Who has room for dessert?
Oh, God.
We should have known this would have been the full course meal.
yeah. Do you mind if we take a break, though? Because there's still just a
And
little
she
bit of
hits the
sun.
button, and you get shoved up. The whole platform gets shoved up into the ceiling, and the ceiling moves. Another tempered glass floor, and you're like in a dark room until like this light just slides out from the top, and then like what it looks like you're in like a smaller chamber with a larger chamber next to it. That's made of all glass, but the glass is like warped and weird. It's like looking at a like one of those fun mirrors. And then you realize that the fun mirror is moving a little bit. And then you realize that it's going bleep, and it's moving towards you. We're having gelatin for dessert. Great. Tamron, that was the end of your turn that time. It's the gelatinous cube's turn now.
TJ, do you mind if we have a little break here just so that we can have a little bit of sun before the sun goes down? And
Absolutely.
so we can
Yes,
get
of course.
food?
Yeah, let's take a good 30-40 minute break here, and then we'll come back. Sound good?
Cool.
Absolutely, of course.
Thank you.
Yes.
In the next episode.
Yes, so guys, we're gonna have a little break here. Head over to the next episode if you're watching this episodically. And we'll see you later. Stay safe out there, but stay tuned. Bye.
Bye.